what's up? Welcome to the franchise. Another episode. Hey, we're still in Middle Earth. Last time we left off, it was, they were traveling into Mount Doom to fight the forces of Sauron. But, we're going to double back today. We never finished that story in the cartoon. And, just live action today. Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers. I'm your boy, the Helms D Train.
Oh,
And how do you like that?
I love it.
Yeah. And let me bring in my co-host, who better get his ass out of fucking Alabama before abortion's legal and before he knocks somebody up and got to raise a kid. Logan.
You can drive to a different state.
I looked at a map of all the states that are going to be forcing abortions to be illegal and all the states that will be legal. And I've got news for you, Logan. It's a long drive.
Yeah, what's the closest one?
I feel like the only states that are doing it are it's like the whole West Coast and then just like Northeast.
That's the only places where it's legal.
That's where we're gonna have women's rights.
Wow. So not even like Arizona, which is like close but not quite like the border over there.
It might be. I can't remember. Over in the West, the Southwest, some of them had it. It might have been Arizona.
What about Florida?
Are you crazy?
Yeah. So can't get an abortion in Florida anymore. All right.
No.
You were in New York when you got your abortion.
That's right. I had a great abortion that I've never regretted for a single second in my life. And frankly,
really?
Yeah, never. I never had a moment. And frankly, I don't believe that the girl did either. My ex-girlfriend.
Not one moment. You were like, I would have a kid right now. The child would be like 4 years old. I'd be teaching it this. Maybe we'd have
never.
This type of
it wouldn't even. It'd be like 10 by now. I was 26. The kid would be 9. Wow. And for every day of the last 9 years, I have woken up and been like, God, that abortion was a great move.
Yeah, the kid would be starting middle school soon. That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, listen to me. If you're listening to the show right now and you don't believe in abortion, if you think abortion should be illegal, or even if you're on the fence, like, I think abortion should be legal, but I go back and forth on it. No, fuck you. You don't belong here. I wish you were aborted as a youngster, okay? I wish I could abort you now. All right.
Yeah. All right. This is how we're starting our Lord of the Rings episode?
Yeah, I've been annoyed about this morning.
Okay.
Hey, the land of Middle Earth. Let's do it. We got to get straight into it, okay? I know I had an abortion soapbox to get to, but I don't know if you knew this, Logan, but these movies were nominated for some awards.
I did know that, yeah.
Yeah. Awards voting bodies cared for these films.
Yeah. Not quite as much to the last one, but we did care.
Well, it was stupid. It was weird when Two Towers didn't get that many nominations. Like, Fellowship got a lot of nominations because people were like, holy shit, this new Lord of the Rings thing's exciting. And then Two Towers, it was almost like they were waiting it out. They were like, we'll go ahead and not...
Costume design didn't even get that sort of stuff?
It got some stuff like that, but, I feel like it got way fewer nominations just because award shows were like, well, we'll reward the trilogy next year.
Well, also, spoiler alert, the first one is better than the second one.
I gotta say, going into this, remembering my watch of the extended editions, remember?
Yeah.
Did I talk about that much on this show?
I think you said you watched them once.
Yeah, so today we're covering the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies, and I saw the first one in theaters, okay? I was excited about it. I have discussed this in passing, but since we're doing the thing, let me talk about it. So I thought it was going to be my new Star Wars. I dragged my dad to take me to see it. I was super fucking pumped about it. Within 10 minutes, I knew it wasn't for me, and I checked out. And it was a bummer of an experience, and my dad and I both left just feeling bored and depleted. And
but during any of it, you didn't find, like when they're in Moria, you didn't like that action stuff?
No, I really didn't at the time.
That's crazy.
I know. It just wasn't for me, and I decided that, and I think I closed myself off to enjoying it. Then years later, probably like 2008, 2009, I'm dating this girl named Mary Grabenstatter. That was her last name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was a real Lord of the Rings nerd, all right? And she really sat me down. Like, she was like, we're going to watch these, all right? And it was annoying. It was like right after Halloween, and on Halloween, I made her watch Evil Dead 2, and she didn't like it.
Yeah.
This relationship was fucking doomed, all right? And
Mount Doomed.
fuck you. And so she sat me down. We watched them all over the course of, I think, one day,
Wow.
maybe 2 days. Yeah, because I think we
This
watched.
was the extended editions?
Yeah. I think
Wow.
we watched 2 of them at her place and then one of them at my place. So it was over 2 days, and it was a bummer. Like, I was bummed the whole time. I fucking hated them, and I fell asleep. I like dozed off a couple of times, and when she asked me if I dozed off, I lied and said I hadn't. Like, I just did not care. I have never cared about this shit. Okay, and we can go into why when we get into the movie. But but going through that watch, I remembered Two Towers as being the one that was most exciting.
Interesting, because my whole life, Two Towers was my favorite one, and now it is not.
You know why? It's because when you're a kid, you're probably really excited about all that battle shit at the end. And now that you're an adult and you actually care about the story and the characters and shit, it's just like an hour of nonsense. There's so many long shots, like just 10 minutes of screen time in that battle where like you don't even see any of the characters you care about. You're just watching like random orcs and warriors shooting arrows at each other.
Right, and we spend way more time with David Wenham than I thought we did in this movie. You know that guy?
Is he Fandral or whatever?
He is Faramir,
Yeah,
Boromir's
that guy.
brother.
Bro.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, what was the casting call? Find the guy who makes Sean Bean look exciting?
Yeah, you think that's what they did? He's in Van Helsing, you know that, right?
This dude is a brick. I found him so boring. I'll tell you right now, he's my LVP of the Two Towers. Fucking
Yeah,
trash.
it's not a bad call. Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
I didn't remember how much time we spent with him, and that was a problem.
So
with
much
me.
time. More. I think he gets more time in the second movie than fucking Sean Bean does in the first one.
No, that's not true.
I read that Orlando Bloom auditioned for the role of Faramir, and he didn't get it, and they gave him his role because it was seen as like a lesser role.
I think that's the right move. He's way better Legolas than he would be Faramir.
I agree, but I also think he'd be a better Faramir than this fucking brick. I mean, Orlando Bloom's kind of a brick too, but he's at least more watchable than this asshole.
Yeah, we'll get to David Wenham.
I mean, this guy's got one of the most forgettable faces you've ever seen in your life.
I disagree.
Okay.
You know who else is in the spoilers?
Did you like that tidbit about Bloom auditioning for Faramir? I did a lot of research for this shit.
Yeah, I did actually, because I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
You know who else is in the second one way more than the first one?
Who?
Liv Tyler.
Yeah. You know who can act? Liv Tyler.
Yeah, and she is all over that second one. There's like 40 dream sequences of Liv Tyler in the movie.
I know, always kissing this motherfucker while he's sleeping. If I was this dude, I'd be like, you know what? Wait for some fucking consent before you put your lips on mine.
It's his dreams. What do you mean consent?
No, it's one of those
consenting.
like weird dreams where she's like visiting him in his dreams.
But he's calling to her, I think. Also, her dad, Elrond, is in the movie for way too much. I didn't know he was in it at all.
Bro, you know who can't act? Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, I kind of agreed, and I didn't really remember that.
Thank you. All right. I mean, this was just a peculiar time. It was post-Matrix, and we were like giving that guy roles.
Yeah,
You know, it was like Ray Park being in the X-Men.
Yeah, well, he's
All right,
better
anyway.
in the X-Men.
Yeah, I guess he sticks out his tongue real far. All right. I mean, let's talk about the Fellowship of the Ring first, because this is the first one. And to talk about these movies, I feel like we just got to do a deep dive into your man and mine, the great Peter Jackson. All right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
An incredible Kiwi. All right. From New Zealand, born on Halloween
Wow.
in 1961 in New Zealand. He's just this fat beardo. Okay. And he looks like a hobbit. His feet are probably hairier than half of them. All right. And he just got off his fucking ass and was like, I like horror movies. I'm a fan of like Evil Dead and shit. I'm going to pool my money together and like raise a little money and make a shitty horror movie. And that's what he fucking did.
Oh, shitty.
No, I love the movie. I love the movie. But if you watch it, you would never imagine that the
Are we
guy
talking
that
Dead
made...
Alive, or is this a different one?
No, I'm talking about Bad Taste.
Oh, I'm talking Dead Alive. So that's after
No.
this Bad Taste.
Yeah, Bad Taste is 1987. He makes this movie with his own money. He's starring in it. He's a terrible actor. And it's just like a series of gore effects, and it's a fun time, but like you don't watch it and you're like, oh, this guy has I feel like you watch Dead Alive and you're like, this guy has a command of the camera. He could go on to some shit.
Yeah.
There's no evidence of that in Bad Taste. All right. Then he makes Meet the Feebles, which is basically Bad Taste, but with puppets and songs. It's bizarre. I don't know how this guy keeps getting to make movies, but they're developing a following. All right. Then he does Dead Alive, which, I mean, was known as Brain Dead in some countries and Dead Alive here. And
Yeah.
it's a real weird movie. But yeah, that's probably the first one where like he looks like a filmmaker.
Yeah, that's a cool movie.
Yeah, really cool movie. And he follows that up with Heavenly Creatures, which came out of fucking nowhere and is a straight up masterpiece.
Really?
All right. Yeah. So that's when we start taking this motherfucker seriously. All right. Miramax, after Heavenly Creatures comes out, our old boys Harvey and Bob, sex criminals, at least one of them, they signed him to a contract. Like, you're gonna make all your fucking movies here. All right. He does The Frighteners, and The Frighteners was supposed to be like a big deal. They got Michael J. Fox in it. It's mid-90s. He's still popular. And I'll tell you what, it just didn't play the way they thought it would. They thought this shit was going to be a hit and a half. Like it was going to be the new Ghostbusters or something. And it just wasn't. And I like that movie, but it didn't pan out that way, all right? Okay. So he had some trouble getting stuff made back then after Frighteners, but also because of the buzz behind Frighteners before it was released, he got a lot of irons in the fire, including Lord of the Rings. All right?
Yeah.
So the plan was to follow up the Frighteners. Do I just sound like a Wikipedia entry, or is this interesting?
No, I don't know a lot about Peter Jackson.
Okay. So he's working on a fantasy film to follow up Frighteners with. He realizes, I'm just ripping off Lord of the Rings. All right? This whole thing is just a Lord of the Rings ripoff. And so he goes to Miramax, who's like, they like hold the keys to his kingdom at this point. And they're like, do you know who has the rights to Lord of the Rings? I'd kind of like to do that shit. Harvey's like, yeah, United Artists has the rights. They're in dire straits. I'll pick them up for you. Don't even worry about it. All right.
What a guy. Holy
yeah.
cow.
What a guy. Great man, Harvey Weinstein. He's done some great things for the American film industry. And, you know, he's done some other things too. But like, if you really focus on the body of work, I think we can honestly say, what a great man. What a great... no, I'm just joking.
Differentiate the art from the artist. That's what they say,
but
right?
He's not even an artist. He's not an artist. He's just a movie producer. Okay. So he did the right thing, and he got the rights to Lord of the Rings for Jackson. And here's what the plan was. They were going to do it as a trilogy, but not the way he ended up doing it. The first movie was going to be The Hobbit.
Yeah.
All right? And then he was going to do the 3 Lord of the Rings books as 2 movies.
So like the first one?
Yeah. Well, that was the plan with the animated. Yeah, they were going to do that as 2 movies.
Right.
All right, so he reworks it. Wait. So then Universal wants to get Peter Jackson to remake King Kong for them. All right?
Yeah.
So he agrees to do that, but Miramax is like, fuck you, dude. You can't go work somewhere else with us. So Miramax, they only agree with it if Universal is going to co-finance Lord of the Rings with Miramax. And so they agree to do that. And so now here's Peter Jackson. He's got Lord of the Rings going, 3 movies there, King Kong going here,
Yeah.
and he's got the keys to Hollywood. Then The Frighteners comes out. All right.
Yeah.
Doesn't do well. All right. And then it all goes away.
Oh no.
Okay. So, by the way, Harvey Weinstein wanted Daniel Day-Lewis as Aragorn and Morgan Freeman as Gandalf.
Hell yeah.
Which, by the way, Morgan Freeman as Gandalf would have worked great, even in 2001. He would have been fucking awesome, and it would have pissed off nerds so much, and I would have loved it.
Yeah, imagine there are 0 black people, but then the one they have is like the smartest guy, the most powerful guy there is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
people
he's
hate
like
that.
the Jesus of the world. And I was thinking about it, like, I think that's the reason these movies are so universally beloved. I think like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the original Peter Jackson trilogy, might be like the most universally loved nerd object in history. Okay. And I think it's because there's no black people and few women.
I think it was until The Hobbit. I don't think they like The Hobbit as much.
No,
That's sort of
I'm not
like-
saying The Hobbit. No, The Hobbit definitely gummed up the works, but I'm just talking about this original 3.
So you think people like this more than the Harry Potter, Star Wars?
Yeah, I think even more than like the original Star Wars trilogy, this has a more universal love.
Game
Because,
of Thrones
like,
messed up.
because
They had
even-
it for a while.
Yeah, they did. They fucked it up for sure. Because like even smart people were into that, and Lord of the Rings is a book adaptation. You know, George Lucas was basing that shit off of serials he liked as a fucking kid.
Right.
You know, this has some literary cred.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe that's a good take.
Thanks, bro. All right. So Jackson. Oh, by the way, sorry. So after Frighteners came out, Miramax hung on to the property for a little while, and they hired a separate writer to try and get him to rework it for Peter Jackson as one movie. So it would just be one movie, The Lord of the Rings, and it would tell the whole fucking story.
I mean, they could do that. If they made like a 3.5 hour long movie, they could do that.
I feel like it would be bad.
Really?
I feel like you need at least 2 movies.
Maybe. I mean, there's a lot you could cut out.
There's so much you could cut out, especially action sequences that are
Yeah.
really. I mean, you could cut an hour out of all of these movies. I mean,
yeah.
well, but I guess
don't know about an
that
hour.
takes it down to 3 hours. Maybe you could do it as one movie.
Yeah, I think you could eventually get the right editor in there. I think you could. But yeah, you were right. Like a lot of the action, I noticed like the scene where they're on the stairs in the first movie. They have like a big action scene on the stairs where the stairs are moving. You could completely cut that out of the movie.
Because a lot of shit in these movies is just complications. Like the plot of the movie is they're on the road to like Mordor or whatever to drop the ring into the volcano. But like some of the shit they run into is just like, oh, here's a Balrog. Like, who cares? Cut the Balrog out.
it kills Gan. What are you talking about? They have to keep the Balrog. in there.
They could have Gandalf die in the fucking war or whatever.
And the
Anyway.
other thing that you could cut out, which is like, okay, there's this ring, people are after it, they're destroying towns for it. Now we're going to have to ride into another town and try and help them out, right? So you could cut that out because it's not necessarily important to dropping the ring off, but it is important to like keeping Frodo afloat in the world and not letting these evil people take over. So you do have to include that stuff.
But you know how Wikipedia plot summaries, they really only include the things that are absolutely necessary to the plot?
Yeah, they skip a lot of stuff.
I'm telling you, like, the ones for these movies are shockingly short for 3-hour movies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet Liv Tyler's not even mentioned.
You don't need to. I think she shows up in like one paragraph in the second one. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a reason she's not even in the other ones. Like, they really have to force her. Like, she does nothing that I'm interested in.
They
Nothing
should
against
cut Liv Tyler out of everything.
Oh,
I've never needed her. Did you watch The Leftovers?
Yeah,
Did you need
Not all
Liv
of it.
Tyler to be in that fucking thing?
she gives like good pouty face.
Get her out of there. I'll take Ann Dowd all day.
Yeah, she is better, but she's good. She's good in this. What are you gonna do? Have just what's that guy? Scott Speedman in The Strangers? You're just gonna have that guy? Is that guy?
Yeah, you get Scott Speedman and any other lady. Throw Kerry Russell in there. Felicity Reunion.
Oh, yeah, that's
All right.
pretty good. Yeah, all right. I like her. She's fine.
Kerry Russell was stuck doing Dark Skies. I'm sure she would have been
Yeah,
psyched to be
I
in The
saw that.
Strangers.
Yeah.
All right. So Peter Jackson was like, "Yo, I can't do this as one movie. That's crazy." And Harvey Weinstein said, "Yo, I'll shit can you and hire John Madden if you can."
Wow.
Yeah. You like John Madden?
Not as good as Peter Jackson.
Do you know the director John Madden, or do you think I'm referencing the football guy?
No, I don't know John Madden.
He's the guy that made Shakespeare in Love.
Oh. Well, yeah, Peter Jackson's better.
Okay. So Jackson quit, and the reason he felt comfortable quitting was because he knew that he could take along all the work he did on Lord of the Rings, you know? So, like, Miramax not able to use any of the pre-production weren't going to go ahead with the movie. They were just going to cancel the whole project. So that's what they did.
Right. But when it's all based off a book, what interesting ideas was he coming up with that they couldn't use?
Well, he had already done like design work. He'd worked on like sets and costumes and shit like that, and
Okay.
they couldn't use any of that.
All right.
They would have had to hire all new people and like double the price of pre-production. So Peter Jackson went off with his work and pitched to other studios, and New Line jumped at it, and he pitched it to New Line as 2 movies. And this dude Bob Shea, the head of New Line, they were kind of a struggling company in the mid 90s, and then they'd made Blade in 1998, and so they were like, oh, nerd shit works, let's try some of that. So Bob Shea was like, can you just do it as 3 movies, like do the 3 books?
Wow,
and Peter Jackson was like, yeah, all right.
that's awesome.
Yeah, all right. So the fucking thing finally came out after they started it in 1997. It comes out December 19th, 2001.
And they shot all these back to back, right?
Yeah, back to back to back.
I love that. That's so cool.
Very cool. All in New Zealand. He shot New Zealand for Middle Earth.
Yeah. It looks great, by the way.
And frankly, if you go back and watch Bad Taste, like the only thing that looks great about that movie is the exteriors.
Yeah, they got the right guy.
Yeah. December 19th, 2001 was the release date here in America. They cut it up so that each one of them ended up costing about 95, 100 million.
Very cheap.
Yeah, pretty cheap considering.
Yeah.
It ended up, this first one, making $897.7 million at the box office. It was the number 2 movie of 2001. Oh. What beat it? I'm
going to guess Harry Potter.
Yeah, you're right. It did.
Can I guess some of the others? I know 2001 a little bit. Are you looking at it or no?
I'm not, but I have number 3 written down.
Well, I know Shrek is 2001, right?
That's number 3.
I know Monsters, Inc. is 2001.
All right, I'm looking it up. I feel like you're doing great because I kind of remember that being high.
I know.
All right, Monsters, Inc. is number 4. This is ridiculous. You've got the top 4. Keep it going. Fill out that 10.
I know 2001, Jurassic Park 3.
Number 9.
Okay. The Mummy 2 is 2001.
Number 6.
Okay. The Fast and the Furious, 2001.
Yeah, but it's outside of the top 10.
Oh, damn it. All right, tell me.
All right, you got number 10, Planet of the Apes, the Tim Burton one.
Wow.
I saw that in theaters. God damn. I remember walking out of that just going like, what was that? Like, I was such a Tim Burton fan, and it was like, I wanted to have Phantom Menace syndrome about it, and it was so bad I couldn't even convince myself it was good.
You didn't like the ending?
So bad.
Yeah.
All right, number 8. 9 was Jurassic Park 3. 8 was Ocean's 11. Oh. Number 7, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
All right, then Mummy Returns, Rush Hour 2.
Oh, wow.
And then your top 4 there. All right.
Great year.
A fine year. Yeah, it was a good year for movies. I feel like good year for Tim. Top 3, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and Shrek. Our old friend Tim. Very happy that year. Yeah.
He's not a Rush Hour fan, though, from what I know.
Well, neither am I. Well, I'm kind of a Rush Hour fan, just not a rat in their guy. So you want to hear about the nominations?
For what?
You know, all the awards
for Lord of the
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we just start straight up? The Oscars?
Oscars, it's the red carpet, it's the red carpet and the gowns and the tuxes. The Oscars, it's the big night for Hollywood, the red carpet and the golden man.
The Oscars. Let's talk about it. The year 2001. Nobody got punched that year.
Well, 2002, right?
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Nobody got punched. 2003, I believe that was when Adrian Brody forced himself on Halle Berry on stage, but
Yeah.
that was a different time.
He's in he's in King Kong, right? He worked with
clapped.
Peter Jackson.
Great point.
Yeah.
Okay. The Oscars, it was nominated for the Best Picture of the year. All right. But it lost to A Beautiful Mind.
Okay.
All right. He wrote on those walls.
That's probably one of the worst Best Picture winners, right?
No. It's just mediocre. Like there's because there's great movies
come
that have won
on.
Best Picture, bad movies that have won Best Picture, and okay movies. And that's an okay movie.
Have you seen Green Book? Is Green Book better or worse?
I haven't seen it.
I feel like it's in that zone.
It's better than Driving Miss Daisy.
I haven't seen that, but it's probably in the Green Book zone of like, all right, but definitely should not have won Best Picture.
It's better than Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Yeah,
It's better than The Revenant.
It's not as good as definitely better than. It's not as good as Coda from last year, which you haven't.
Oh,
even
that's
seen yet.
so close on my list. It's either today or it's
Oh,
this
really?
week.
That's
I'm gonna
exciting.
watch that really soon.
Okay.
Coda, Children of Deaf Adults. I wish I didn't know what it stood for. I probably would have watched it by now.
Really?
Yeah,
You're against deaf adults.
it's just I don't care. I don't care is the real. Like they're living their lives, and I think it's great. What more do you want from me?
Okay.
All right. Ian McKellen was nominated for Best Supporting Actor
Okay.
for his role as Gandalf the Grey. All right.
Nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he lost to Jim Broadbent for Iris, which frankly isn't really fair. He's kind of the co-lead of that movie.
Would you have given it to McKellen?
No, I'd probably give it to somebody else not mentioned here.
Paul Walker, maybe?
for Fast and the Furious, he's the lead.
Hell yeah. No, he's not. Dom's the lead.
Dom is not the lead. If you watch that movie, Dom's supporting.
No, when he's like, what's the sister's name?
Letty? No, that's his girlfriend.
Mia. When he's
Mia,
like,
good job.
when he screams at Mia and he's like, Mia, stay out of it. That's like the coolest line in any movie in 2000.
No one's arguing against that. I'm just saying he's not in the movie as much as Paulie walks.
Who'd you get? Donkey from Shrek, probably.
He was nominated for a Saturn Award, I noticed.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. All right, Jim Broadbent, he won that Oscar. Iris is about Judi Dench getting Alzheimer's, and Jim Broadbent played her husband. Come on, it was a gimme.
I like the song Iris.
Don't want the world to see me. Yeah, from the great film City of Angels.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah. All right. Peter Jackson, nominated for Best Director. He lost to Ron Howard.
For what, really?
Yeah, I swear to God. And listen to the other nominations. This is incredible. All right. Ron Howard, Opie from The Andy Griffith Show, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The director of The Dilemma with Kevin James and Vince Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
He won Best Director at the Oscars that year over Peter Jackson, of course. David Lynch for Mulholland Drive. Robert Altman for Gosford Park. And Ridley Scott for whatever that was that year. I don't know.
What are the all-time thefts of an Oscar? Probably.
Yeah, pretty dumb Oscars.
That's
Why do we
amazing.
take you seriously? You're fucking morons. All right. Nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. Of course, the screenplay by Peter Jackson, his wife, Fran Walsh, who's been with him from the very beginning. Of course, Peter Jackson still with Fran Walsh today. He didn't dump her for a younger, hotter model as soon as he got famous, like other New Zealand treasure Taika Waititi.
Yeah, and you're gonna
All right.
go there.
Shout out to Rita Ora, Taika Waititi, you fucking idiot.
What do you have against Rita Ora?
Come on. If you're fucking Rita Ora, you're not a deep person.
Yeah, but I'm sure Taika Waititi is living a good life.
I'm sure he's living a great life. He's just not the man I thought he was. All right.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Harsh words, Taika. All right. So this movie lost adapted screenplay. Oh, and the other writer was Philippa Boyens, who was like a Tolkien expert. All right. They were nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, and it lost to A Beautiful Mind. A Beautiful
Wow.
Mind.
It swept the Oscars.
Swept the Oscars. A Beautiful Mind was, of course, written by Akiva Goldsman, who just 4 years before writing A Beautiful Mind wrote the movie Batman and Robin. Has the sole screenwriting credit on Batman and Robin.
That's from something, or it's just like a story. So it's just like a true thing.
It's
so
the true story of John Nash, the
right?
great
But is that a story?
schizophrenic mathematician?
Is that a book or something?
It's probably based on a memoir. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whatever. Jeez.
Calm down. All right. Best cinematography. Lord of the Rings won. How about that?
Yeah. Good.
All right. Andrew Lesney, I think is that guy's name. He's just like Jackson's dude. Nominated for Best Art Direction / Set Decoration, and it lost to Moulin Rouge.
Okay.
All right. Costumes, it also lost to Moulin Rouge. Sound, it lost to Black Hawk Down because it's a war movie, and war movies always win sound.
This is kind of war.
Yeah, but I bet this one wins one in a year that doesn't have an actual war movie.
When is that? Is there not one 2003?
It could be. I don't know. We'll see. All right. It also lost editing to Black Hawk Down because, they're cutting around a lot because it's war, but chaotic.
I have to say, I didn't love the editing in this movie.
Yeah, I prefer it in Black Hawk Down, frankly. The Oscars got it right there.
Okay.
All right. Oh, that's the Ridley Scott movie, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Lord of the Rings won for visual effects and for makeup.
Yeah, good.
All right. There's a song at the end of this movie. Enya wrote the song. Yeah, and it's not even her classic Orinoco flow.
What?
Everybody knows Orinoco flow.
I don't know it.
What are you talking about?
Sing it for me.
Who can say what the rose
Oh,
is?
yeah, I know what this is.
Yeah, boom. I got the lyric wrong for sure, but I nailed that melody. All right.
You did.
All right. So she wrote a song called May It Be for this film. It's terrible. By the way, all the music, all the songs for Lord of the Rings are garbage.
Do you like the Howard Shore composition?
Yeah, I never really thought about it much until now, but it really is very, I recognized it. It's become iconic. You hear that score all the time.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of different versions. There's like the adventure one. There's like the Saruman one when he's like with his orcs and everything.
That melody, ba-da-dum, 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 bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
da-da-dum.
I said last
that shit
week,
rules.
I said last week one of the big differences between that movie and these is the music. And I stand by that completely.
Yeah, Bakshi should have gotten that Zeppelin like he wanted.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah. All right, so that Enya song lost Best Song to Randy Newman for If I Didn't Have You from Monsters, Inc., which I assume goes something like, "Short people."
I don't even remember that song, but I'm sure it's great.
Yeah. And Howard Shore won for Best Score.
Yeah, good.
And Best Shore.
Over Harry Potter. Beat John Williams.
Oh, who cares? Yeah.
That's a great score.
That is a great score. I think kind of underrated, to be honest, but I do think this is better.
Yeah, no, you can't go wrong. Both of these are great.
All right, so that's the Oscars. Big time at the Oscars. Now let's move overseas to a classier awards show. BAFTA. So it was nominated for Adapted Screenplay, Logan. It lost to fucking Shrek.
What's that adapted from?
A book, a children's book, a picture book.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah. Also nominated. Have you ever read a picture book? Did your parents read you books as a kid?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was the issue. Is you have parents that don't read, and so you don't read.
No, that is a problem. And my parents didn't really invest any time in getting to know me or developing me as a person or anything.
Yeah, they don't seem to know who you are at all.
Yeah.
I seem to have a much better relationship with you than either of your parents.
Daniel, I'll be completely honest with you. It is way better. I can actually talk to you and be myself with you.
That's so nice, Logan. If you ever impregnate a girl down there in Alabama, I want you to drive her across straight lines, and I will pay for your abortion up here.
No, you already paid for one of your own. I
All
would
right,
have to
but
step up and do it myself.
You'll pay, but I'll take you. I'll take you to the clinic. You won't have to sleep on the subway like those babes in Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I feel weird about calling them babes. I think they were in high school. Anyway. It was also nominated for Best Cinematography at the BAFTAs, but it didn't win there. It lost to the great Roger Deakins for the Coen brothers, The Man Who Wasn't There, which, frankly, better.
Really?
Yeah.
But that wasn't nominated for an Oscar?
Probably was. It just lost.
That's black and white, right?
It sure is. Beautiful black and white photography.
Yeah, that is cool looking.
All right, nominated for editing, lost to Mulholland Drive. That's pretty cool. BAFTAs are good. They're smart. Nominated for production design, lost to Amelie.
Okay.
Jesus. Guess the entire award voting body was freshman college women.
You know, like, I feel like I've heard lots of great things about Amelie.
It's great, but it really hits the sweet spot if you're 19 and have a vagina.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Costumes, it lost to Gosford Park. You know the BAFTAs like Gosford Park. It's a total BAFTA movie.
Is that better costumes than this?
I mean, I'd have maybe given it to this. Like, those are just like costumes. Like, it's the same shit you see on Downton Abbey.
Yeah, I don't really know that. But Lord of the Rings, you really do feel like you're transported somewhere else, don't you? You feel like you're in another world. It's one of those movies.
I didn't until listen, I'm telling you, I latched on this time. I latched like a baby on his mother's nipple. All right? And I now feel like I did. I was transported.
Good.
All right. Next. It won the BAFTA for makeup and hair. They combined that one over there.
Yeah.
Nominated for sound, it lost to Moulin Rouge. It won visual effects. Ian McKellen nominated for best actor. How about that? Oscars nominated him supporting. BAFTAs nominated him lead, and he lost to Russell Crowe for Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, he dies in this movie, and there's like 40 minutes without him. But then you look at the second one, and he's in the second one even less. So you can't really argue with it.
But you know how good he is in this movie is like the second he dies, that last 48 minutes, I'm dying for the movie to be over.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I can't wait. Once Ian McKellen's gone, I'm like, why am I watching this?
I love the ending with Boromir and Aragorn and Legolas. They're fighting all those guys, and Frodo's running. You don't know what's gonna happen. Boromir gets killed. That's incredible. You don't love that stuff?
You talk about Sean Bean?
Sean Bean.
It's just so hard for me to get worked up about Sean Bean.
Yeah, but come on, it's it's a great death. It really is.
It's not. I don't think it is. It's not. It's so not a great death, Logan.
What are you talking
that
about?
At one point in Two Towers, I forgot he had died, and I was like, "Where's Sean Bean?"
What?
Yeah.
And Aragorn kisses him on the head, and he like is asking for forgiveness, and like, he feels bad that he tried to take the ring.
I hate this whole Bean family. Bean, Fandral.
Who's Fandral?
I don't like Faramir or whatever. I
Yeah.
think Fandral might be the name of one of the Thor guys. You know,
Yes.
the Warriors 3 and Thor.
Is that Zachary Levi? Maybe.
It might be.
I think it is.
All right. Let's see. It lost music to Moulin Rouge, and it won the Audience Award. But here's the big news: the BAFTAs. You know, all that technical shit went to other stuff, but Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring won the BAFTA for best movie, best film, and Peter Jackson won best director.
All right, good for him.
I thought you'd be excited about that.
Yeah, great job.
All right. Have a little enthusiasm.
You ever see The Lovely Bones? You ever see that movie?
Nah, that's actually the only Peter Jackson movie I've never seen.
Whoa, that's amazing. You should watch that.
I probably should. You're right.
Yeah, it's got like Mark Wahlberg and
What happens in that? Someone's molesting someone?
Yeah, so Saoirse Ronan gets I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, and her parents are like Rachel Weisz and Mark Wahlberg. It's like a weird movie, very weird movie.
I wouldn't mind molesting Saoirse Ronan.
Is it like Stanley Tucci that's in it? I don't remember. It's a weird movie.
The Tooch?
I want to say.
All right. And by the way, when I say I've seen every Peter Jackson movie, I'm not counting that fucking 10-hour Beatles bullshit. All right.
Yeah, you didn't see that? I kind of wanted to see that, even though I have no affiliation with the Beatles.
Could not care. Okay. Saturn Awards.
So Saturn is between Uranus and Neptune. Saturn, whoa! Sci-fi blessed films.
It was nominated for Best Costumes, lost to Harry Potter. All right.
Yeah.
Nominated for Makeup, lost to Hannibal. Not nominated for Score, lost to AI.
What?
Yeah, lost Visual Effects to AI. Lost Writing to AI. AI swept the
Wow.
Saturns. All right.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom was nominated for an award called Face of the Future. Okay.
Called what?
The Face of the Future.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they gave it to a man and a woman this year, Face of the Future. And Orlando Bloom lost to James Marsters, a dude from Buffy, which is just
The
the
show?
Saturn Awards all over. Yeah, the show.
Wow. I didn't know they did that.
And I got news for you. Have you ever heard of James Marsters?
I thought you were gonna say Marsden. I thought
No.
you messed up. Actually.
No, Marsters.
No. I don't know.
No, of course you haven't, because he wasn't the face of the future. Only nerds know that guy. All right.
The face of not even the president, probably.
No, the face of the convention circuit. All right.
I guess they got Bloom. He was like almost. He was in the Pirates. That was in the future.
Elizabethtown really killed him.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but Jackson did win Best Director, and it did win Best Fantasy Film. Okay.
Yeah, good job.
All right, 2 more award shows. I'm so sorry this is taking so long. Golden Globes.
It's the GGs, the Golden Globes. It's the Hollywood Foreign Press, mostly French.
Robert Altman won Best Director over Jackson. Beautiful Mind won Best Drama over this. Score, they lost to Moulin Rouge, and they lost Song to Sting. All right,
Yeah.
for a song from the movie Kate and Leopold.
Okay. Never seen it.
Do you know that movie?
Nope.
What are you talking about? You don't know that movie?
I mean, I know it. I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
That's a movie where Meg Ryan discovers that if she jumps off a bridge, she can meet a prince played by Hugh Jackman, something like that.
I don't know.
Anyway, here let's hear the song. This is it, Sting. Wait, that's not it. Fuck it. I don't think it's on. I hate Sting. Anyway,
Does Sting have tantric sex? Is that Sting?
yeah, he does. I saw him live
that's-
once, and he did a
that's cool.
creepy dance with one of his daughters. I wasn't into it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he did it to every little thing she does is magic. Everything she does, it turns me on. Ugh.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's like that part in Arrested Development where Maybe and her dad do Afternoon Delight.
Yeah. That's probably weirder, actually.
Yeah. All right. MTV Awards. Oh, you have to do that. Can I hear the MTV theme?
Damn it. I think it's your turn, right? I did it last week.
No, you always do it.
I want my MTV.
So good. All right. It was nominated for Best Action Sequence. Cave Battle. I don't know. Fucking. I think it's the thing you were talking about.
Moria.
I guess. And lost to Pearl Harbor for the attack on Pearl Harbor.
That's pretty cool. They dropped the bomb.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Hey, I love Pearl Harbor. You're not gonna get me to talk shit about that fine film, except for the end with Alec Baldwin. That part sucks. Saruman and Gandalf won. They were nominated for Best Fight. Okay, and they
Their
lost to
stick
Rush.
fight
when they were like throwing each other around
with their sticks, with their staffs.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, they lost to Rush Hour 2.
Oh,
All right. Elijah Wood was nominated for Best Actor,
wow.
and he lost to Will Smith for Ali. All right. Should have gone up there and beat the shit out of him.
Imagine Elijah Wood fighting Will Smith.
Especially winning an award for Muhammad Ali. The funniest part of it is like Elijah Wood probably could beat up Will Smith.
What are you talking about?
What? Will Smith has never faced adversity for a second in his life. Elijah Wood definitely got beat up as a kid. He could fucking fight, I bet.
It was probably tough landing Fresh Prince.
No, it wasn't. He was already a rapper named the Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I know. No, he must
Probably
stop
the
being a
easiest
rapper.
job to get
probably.
ever. No,
It wasn't
he still
easy
rapped.
becoming a rapper.
I mean, it was easy for him. He didn't have to cuss in his raps to sell records. Lord of the Rings won Best Movie at the MTV Awards, and Christopher Lee was nominated for Best Villain, but he lost to Denzel Washington in Training Day. All right, that's a cool one. And Orlando Bloom won Breakthrough Male. All right, finally, Teen Choice Awards. Let's get through this. Elijah Wood lost Best Actor to Tobey Maguire for Spider-Man.
That's not even out yet.
Well, you know, they run on a different schedule. It's like May to May or something. So Liv Tyler was nominated for Best Actress. Try to find the reason for that. Yeah. And that loss, she lost to Natalie Portman for Attack of the Clones.
Well, holy cow, what a
The
time to be
fucking
alive.
teens are morons.
Well,
All right. And it was nominated for Best Movie or whatever, but it lost to Spider-Man. All right. So let's get into it. Fellowship of the Ring. All right. So it starts, right?
Yeah,
right.
same as
That's
the last
how
one.
the movie starts, by starting.
right.
I appreciated that. Did you notice the font is book font?
No, I don't know what book font is.
They're using book font, whereas, you know, the ads for these movies used movie font.
I actually don't know what you're talking about. What are you saying?
I'm saying that the font of the titles of these movies are not the same as they look in the ads for the movies because they used the same font from the books.
So why? I don't understand why they would use different text for promotion.
Because they want it to look more dynamic.
Yeah, but it looks way cooler with the book font, probably.
Well, you know, New Line disagreed.
All right. I love the font though. It looks cool.
All right, glad to hear it. All right, so it starts with this whole fucking history of Middle Earth, right? And this is what took me out the first time.
Right.
When I saw this in theaters, who's narrating this part?
Cate Blanchett.
Right, it's Cate Blanchett. And she's sort of just like describing the stuff that's going on. She's not explaining anything. She's just telling shit in the basest terms. So like, I guess if you're like a dum-dum and you're watching this movie, you just take it like on face value and you're like, all right, we're in Middle Earth. There's these rings. Let's go.
I mean, you do need to know that stuff. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying you need to know the stuff, but they're just giving you like the bare min. Like I'm watching it going like, what the fuck? I gotta know more about these rings. Like, why were they built? Who made them? Tell me. But now I know because I did the research, you know. So at the beginning of the movie, they say Sauron. We see him. He's like in armor. And
Is this better or worse than the original battle? Not as cool, you think, with the rotoscope?
No, not as cool. I really don't like the opening of this movie. It still bothers me now. Like, and the movie's grown on me, which I'll get to. But you gotta ease me in, man. It's too early for this battle shit. Like right away, they're showing me this battle with like a million CGI extras, and it looks like fucking Ragnarok or some shit.
Yeah, but you have to know the ring gets cut off. Isildur gets it, then he dies because he didn't destroy it, and then Bilbo finds it. That's
It's
all
too
it is.
fucking
It's really
much.
not that much.
It is. It's too. Are you kidding me? Isildur?
Yeah. What about him?
That's not even a character in the movies. Like you're introducing this guy. All
he
right, I
is,
guess
though.
I got,
You know.
I guess
him.
I got to remember this dude Isildur, and then it's like, oh, I guess he's that guy's great grandpa. Like what?
Yeah. What's the problem? You'd rather him be nobody? At least they do connect him.
No,
and
have
remember
it
who
be
he is.
fucking Aragorn. Have it be Aragorn that chopped off his finger.
No, but we have to learn that it's corrupt, and that the next guy who got it also fell victim to it, and he died, and then he let go of it, and then Gollum found. Like if Aragorn just kills him, then...
even that shit gets confused. I don't know why the ring ends up at the bottom of a river. I don't know how Bilbo found
because
that shit.
Isildur dies and he drops it in the river, and then Gollum's like.
But how did Isildur get away from that enormous battle with like the forces of evil with that ring?
They won the battle, and then they left. They killed everybody. As soon as they killed Sauron, there was like a big explosion that took out everybody else because Sauron
Listen,
died.
it's too much. If in the first 5 minutes of this movie you're giving me universe-ending stakes, I'm gonna tap out. I'm sorry. I don't care. It's too much for me to care about that early. All right?
Okay.
But then we get to business. All right? There's some good shots in that, though. I will say that the cool part about Peter Jackson doing like long exposition sequences like that and long battle sequences is it lets him be the most Peter Jackson-y of any other time in the movie. So you get a lot of weird shots and weird special effects. I like in Helm's Deep in the second one, some guy gets hit in the head, like like his helmet with an arrow, and it just goes bonk, and then he falls down, and I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah, that's good.
It's fun. But then it's the Shire 60 years later. And I'm like, all right, let's get to business.
Right.
Next time I watch the movie, I'm just fast forwarding to the Shire.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not that much. I mean, I did sort of keep up with timestamps in this. I sort of went back and jotted down like how long we're there. Like the opening is 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, but it's 7.5 minutes of just constant feeding you information.
Yeah. But there is a
And
cool battle.
That's not fun.
And that's including when Gollum gets it and when Bilbo goes and finds it also. That's all that in 7. That's not that much. It's really not that much.
It's too much. There's too much setup in this franchise. I really believe that. I think it's a problem with the whole series. I think it's a Tolkien problem that the movies can't get around.
Like, you think we spend way too much time in the Shire?
I think we spend way too much time setting up Middle Earth. Just throw me in.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we don't see Deagle in this one. We could have
It's not
spent
like
more
there
time
are
with
any
Deagle.
fucking rules anyway. It's
Yeah.
not like we have a map. Like anything can happen in these movies. They're traveling from the Shire to Mordor. We don't know what's in between the Shire and Mordor, so they just keep happening upon shit. Oh, I guess we're going into the mines now. All right.
Well, they do have a map in the second one. They sort of bring out a map, and they're like, all right, this is how Middle Earth looks.
Well, I kind of assume the books had a map. Every time I've picked up some dumb fantasy novel, there's always
Yes.
some map in there.
I think they did, yeah.
So 60 years later, and Bilbo is celebrating his 111th birthday or something, right?
Yeah.
All right, so he meets up with Gandalf, played by Ian McKellen, fresh off of Magneto. All right,
Yeah. Hot.
all right. He actually, they crossed over. They were filming Lord of the Rings for 2 months in New Zealand without him while he was filming X-Men.
Really?
Yeah.
And then he had time to grow out his hair and his beard in that time.
Yeah, I guess they did all the stuff where he's dead during that time.
That's true.
I mean, he fucking sucks anyway. Gandalf is constantly just getting like beat up or captured.
Yeah, he does do that a lot, but also
If
he's
not for
real
magical
cool.
birds, he'd just go missing in the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Well, I don't know if they're magical. I think he's magical. He whispered to a moth and he's like, "Hey, send the eagle to come get me." And then the eagle. It's not completely luck.
He whispered to a moth.
He did. He put a spell on the moth and was like, "Hey, go get."
Well, he
the
sure is
eagle."
lucky that moth was there.
Yeah, no, that's lucky. That's lucky that a moth got that high.
I mean, they're on top of a huge spire. How'd that moth get up there?
No, that's very lucky. You're right. But the eagle, there was a little bit of strategy involved.
Okay, great. So he's chatting with Gandalf. At one point, he says he talks about an adventure, the thing with the dragon. Is that a reference to these hobbits?
Yes, I think so.
That's exciting. Foreshadowing the prequel.
What is that called? What's foreshadowing, but for backwards?
It's called IP that we'll later get to.
Yeah.
He's setting up intellectual property for later. All right, so I mean, what this is the Shire. The hobbits, they just smoke weed and eat. They're fun. I like if I was gonna be anyone, I'd be a hobbit. When I used to watch these movies, and I'd think like, no one wants to be Frodo. Like you watch Star Wars. I remember as a kid, and like you want to be Han Solo, or you want to be Luke, or you want to be Leia. One of those, like depending who you are, and you watch this, like Frodo just never held that allure to me. He's like a short guy with hairy feet.
Always
Doesn't
getting stabbed too.
Yeah, he's like also like when I was 13 and I saw this movie, I thought he was pretty gay, with Sam, and
That's hilarious.
yeah, and so like he just never held any sort of allure to me. But now I watch it and I'm like, he is a good audience POV character because the hobbits are who the audience is. They just want to like watch movies and shit.
Right, and then they get whisked away on this crazy journey they don't want to be on.
Yeah, and the genius of Tolkien, I think, like maybe the smart, or I mean, unless this is a Jackson thing, I don't know really who the perspective is in the books, but the fact that Frodo is the audience POV character and not Aragorn is brilliant. Most writers, I feel like, would give Aragorn the ring, right? And then because he's like the hero, like the superhero of the movie, like the good looking guy with the sword and all the love interests. Like he
Right.
would be the guy to get the ring and to like fight that power and to ultimately have to overcome it at the end. Any writer would do that. Making Frodo get the ring is a very, very specific choice.
But is that not kind of like Luke and Han Solo?
What do you mean?
Like how Han Solo is like the cool guy, like the Aragorn type, but ultimately Frodo is Luke is like the Frodo.
Yeah, but Luke is also, you know, an incredible pilot and naturally talented and the son of the greatest warrior in the history of the galaxy.
Frodo is loyal and a good friend and nice and
kind of gay.
I don't want to say that. It's crazy how much he gets stabbed in these movies, though. Like what a liability this guy is. Why does he keep
Who,
putting on that
Frodo?
ring? Yeah,
Frodo's not a liability, man.
he gets stabbed on two different occasions in the first like 2 hours of the movie.
It's just power demonstration bullshit for the ring. It's bad writing. Sorry.
Yeah, you blaming his wife?
No, no, I'm blaming Tolkien. I'll blame everything on J.R.R. I don't trust fucking losers, like nerds with 2 R's in their names.
Oh, I liked when they're smoking the pipe. I like Gandalf's mouth work when they're smoking the pipe. I think he's incredible. He like blows out a ship, but you really believe it that somehow with his mouth he's able to build a ship and blow it through the ring.
I gotta be honest, I noticed that too.
You thought it was good?
I thought it was good. Yeah, he made it look like it could conceivably have been a ship.
Yeah, he's great. Great job, Ian McKellen.
What a great actor.
Yeah, he deserved his
Alright.
nominations.
I guess he did. Yeah, just for that mouth work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he gives the ring. Oh, and you know what? All this shit like that I was worried about in the animated stuff, it's all in this movie. Like, remember I was like, why doesn't Gandalf just take the ring himself? And Tim was like, motherfucker, it's because he can't touch it. He gets scared of it. And then like at the beginning of this movie, right away, he's like, fucking, I will kill you if I have the ring.
Yeah, they do a good job explaining it
I'll
all.
take over the world.
Yeah.
I'll be Magneto.
By the way, you texted us. We saw Peter Jackson in the movie at one point. He's eating carrots. We also see his kids.
He's not eating it. He's just holding
Yeah,
it.
he's just holding a carrot. We also saw his kids. Did you notice that at all? This might just be like a behind the scenes thing.
No, but when I watched the extended editions with that girl, she pointed out every time fucking Peter Jackson's kids were on screen in all the movies.
Yeah, I think they are in all three, but I only noticed them in the first one. Like when Bilbo's telling the kids the story, he's like telling them a story at his birthday, and those are the kids. Those are the kids he's telling it to.
I'm sure the ugliest one is Peter Jackson's kid.
No,
That's how you always
they're-
know. We just
they're
did the
adorable kids.
Phantom Menace. We did the Phantom Menace commentary track and you were like, I think George Lucas's kid is in this scene, and I was like, is it that ugly one? And it was.
Yeah, but no. Jackson's kids are very cute.
What about now?
I don't know about now, but they were very
I bet
cute.
they're fucking ugly now.
Oh.
Come on. If your dad's Peter Jackson, what are you going to look like?
Come on, Fran Walsh. She could be very pretty.
Come on.
What do you?
I can't picture her, but if you're married to Peter Jackson that long, you're not that pretty.
I'm sure you could see it on her IMDb. How pretty she is.
I'm Googling Peter Jackson's kids. All right.
Okay, they're very cute kids.
Here's one.
Cute kid, right?
I gotta be honest, they're not unattractive. They're all right kids.
Not on a child side. The kids are not unattractive. That's a weird thing to say.
Well, I'm looking at pictures of them. They're older now. You know?
Okay. All
I
right.
see them in the Lord of the Rings movies. Yeah, they're cute.
Yeah, they are cute.
Ooh, Sean Astin's daughter. She's a looker.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Where we at?
I don't know. They get done with the birthday party or whatever, and then Bilbo leaves on his journey to go write a book somewhere.
Yeah, fucking Sam's waiting outside the window, and Gandalf sends him off with Sam. Gandalf makes such inexplicable decisions. Like, this is a really serious thing. Like, getting this ring destroyed is of the utmost importance to the entire planet.
Right.
Like everyone, the whole world will be wiped out like the fucking dinosaurs if this ring ends up in the wrong hands. And Gandalf is just like, yeah, sure, take your friends.
Remember how hard the superheroes fought to prevent Thanos, and he only wanted to kill half the world, right? Who knows what Sauron's gonna do? And they seem like, yeah, they don't even care. They were like yeah,
Think
send
about
Sam
how-
along.
Think about how upset everyone was in the leftovers. Only 10% of the world died. All right? Everyone was so depressed. Everyone would be way more depressed here.
Probably less
if they
depressed.
weren't. Well, I guess they'd just be dead.
Yeah.
All right, so Sam and Frodo, they get about 10 feet into the journey, and all of a sudden these two fucking morons show up, these other hobbits. One of them's Merry, which is Dominic Monaghan, of course, from Lost. Let's remember some of his classic lines. Guys, where are we? I think it was a polar bear. All right? Or not Penny's boat, mate. Or you all, everybody. You all, everybody.
Does he live?
In Lost?
Yes.
Hashtag not Penny's boat. All right. Listen, I'm not going to answer that because I want you to watch Lost someday. I really, really do. I think you'd love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, so he's Merry, Dominic Monaghan. He auditioned for Frodo, but of course he didn't get that
Aw.
role. Yeah, well, he's not as good as Elijah Wood. And so the other one, we get
Billy Boyd.
Pippin, which I find out is short for Peregrine.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens.
All right. Yeah, that's odd. And he's remember me, Chucky's son from Seed of Chucky?
Hey, Daddy. I'm your son or your daughter, Glenn or Glenda.
So good. All right. So that goes down. And then so they follow them, which is fine. But then when they get to like that big meeting where they're setting up the fellowship,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Where are they?
Elrond? Oh, they're in
Elrond?
Rivendell. But the
They're
council
in
is Elrond.
Rivendell. It's the Council of Elrond, all right? All the hits are there. All the hot guys and
Yeah.
I was going to say gals, but there are no women there. It's a total sausage fest. And what ends up happening is they set up this crew of six motherfuckers. All right, they're all gonna go. They're like, who is gonna get rid of this ring? Elijah Wood steps up. He's like, my name's fucking Frodo. All right.
Okay, can I do the line that he says?
Yeah, go ahead.
They're all arguing, and he's like, I will take it. I will take the ring to Mordor, though I do not know the way. I love Elijah Wood.
What a nerd. So he agrees to take it, but he doesn't know the way. You did a great job. Okay. So Hugo Weaving steps up and he poorly delivers a line about how we're going to send you off with some help. All right. We've got Sean Bean for you. Don't even worry about that. Bean's on your side.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Viggo Mortensen,
Hell yeah.
Aragorn. All right. And he's great.
Son of Arathorn.
He's so handsome. Do you know about the original Aragorn?
What about him? No.
So this is great. It's one of those classic Dougray Scott situations that you
no.
know I love. Okay. Originally cast as Aragorn was this fella Stuart Townsend, who was a hot British actor at the time. He ended up getting his breakout role after he was shit canned from Lord of the Rings in the movie Queen of the Damned. And if you've ever watched Queen of the Damned, he's the one who gives the worst performance you've ever seen.
No. Never seen Queen of the Damned. Stuart Townsend?
Yeah, one of the worst actors who has ever been given a fair shake from Hollywood.
And probably even worse than that, because I've at least heard of Dougray Scott. I've never even heard of this guy.
No, he was never able to like forge a career after that. Dougray Scott is at least like a somewhat talented actor. He could get some roles. He just was never going to be a star.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. This guy
Stuart-
could have played Aragorn. He looks like Aragorn.
But Peter Jackson claimed he decided that Aragorn needed to be older. I think it's because he did some rehearsals with this Townsend guy, and he was so bad he had to get rid of him.
And Viggo freaking crushes it.
Yeah, Jackson's a diplomat, so once he casts Vigo, who's older, he says, "Well, we wanted to go older with the role,"
Yeah, and he does a great job.
and he does an incredible job. Yeah, he's probably the best actor in the movie not named Ian McKellen,
No, I agree with that.
unless no, Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, but she sucks in this movie. Not that she's bad,
She
but
doesn't suck. She's just barely in the fucking thing.
yeah, no, she doesn't suck. But all the stuff
You
with
could cut Kate Blanchett out entirely.
I agree with you. The voiceover is good, I think, but all the stuff in Lothlorien with her it sucks.
The voiceover in the second movie, though, where she's like trying to instruct Hugo Weaving to like join the war, that sucks.
Yeah, I agree. She should not be in the second one. Elrond shouldn't be in the second one. Liv Tyler shouldn't be in the second one. A lot of things shouldn't be in the second one.
No, Liv Tyler needs to be in the second one because you need to set up that love triangle with Vigo, which is the best part
triangle?
of the second one.
I don't understand what's going on there.
What are you fucking talking about? Vigo, all right, he's with Liv Tyler, a fairy. All right? Liv Tyler, it's sort of like the relationship with Buffy and Angel, okay? Where like Angel's going to live forever, okay? So like they could have a great life together maybe, but eventually, Vigo is going to get old and die, and Liv Tyler's just going to be looking like the girl from the Crazy video forever.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, it's great. But what I'm saying is like her dad's warning her against that. It's going to be a sad thing. You should be with a fairy so that you can really live eternity together. But I'm saying if you go with men like that, you get some strange every few years. Change it up.
Yeah, live
Anyway.
a bunch of lives with a bunch of different guys. That's not so bad.
So Vigo loves her. But then he goes to meet the Karl Urban clan.
Yeah,
All right.
and Rohan.
And he meets Miranda Otto, who's the stealth babe of the movie.
Yeah.
And she is looking fine. She's got similar teeth to Vigo, so that's appealing. And I think he's into it, but even more so, she's into it.
She's way into it.
She's way fucking into it. She's calling him my lord. And she's like, I'll call you that in bed.
Yeah, you think you'd like that?
Would I or would he?
Would he? Or would you?
Yeah, both.
You would like being called my lord?
Sure.
All right. Okay. But did he show any signs of being into her, you think?
Yes.
I feel like all the time he's just thinking about Arwen, Liv Tyler. He's just always daydreaming about Arwen.
Yeah, when he's dreaming, but then when he's in the real world, he's flirting with this lady. Are you kidding me?
Are they flirting? I feel like he's just like trying to get everybody hyped up to go into battle.
No. They're flirt. That is a flirt fest. They have chemistry. They have better chemistry than
They do
Tyler.
have chemistry, and she is good. I like her, Miranda Otto.
I'm with you. She's maybe my MVP of the second movie.
She's not my MVP of the second movie, but Eowyn is one of my favorite Lord of the Rings characters, for sure.
Yeah, my two favorite characters in the second movie that weren't in the first movie are her and Theoden.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Gollum, you're not going to count him?
He's in the first movie.
It barely, but okay. All right.
You see him. You see him wandering around.
Yeah.
All right, so what happens? They're running.
Yeah.
They're running from people.
They go to Bree at one point. Do you like that scene in Bree where they go to the prancing pony?
Oh, that's the
pub.
That's the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they meet Aragorn.
Yeah.
And Aragorn pulls him aside and is like, "You guys, you're being morons."
Well, yeah, I actually have a problem with Frodo because Frodo, they sort of have a chase where Frodo's like, all right, Mary. He tells Mary, he's like, all right, Mary, we have to get to Bree, so Mary takes him to Bree or whatever. And then Pippin at the bar is like, yeah, I know a guy that's named Baggins, Frodo right over there. How does Frodo not tell these guys that, like, hey, this is an important journey. We got to be on the same page. Don't go saying my name. Frodo, big mess up.
Merry and Pippin are both complete morons. They suck as characters. They're awful. And so I'm back to the Council of Elrond or whatever. The fact that they already have a fellowship set up of 6 people, then Sam pipes up and he's like, I gotta come too. Because Frodo's my man.
Yeah.
I'm his Sam.
Yeah.
And so I understand Gandalf in that moment. All right. This is a huge journey. Sam has proven himself up to this point. He's a good guy. We know he's protective of Frodo. Let him go. I'm fine with that. All right? No beef, Gandalf. But then fucking Merry and Pippin come from out of nowhere. They're like, we're going too. And Gandalf is just like, ha, 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 of course you are. That's fine. What?
Yeah, they should not be sending these people.
This is so important. I mean, right after that, one of them is like, what is the mission?
Oh, I hate that part. I hate that.
Get out of there. All right. I think Merry and Pippin should not be allowed on this mission at all. Okay? Leave them in Rivendell. Let them drink and smoke. Then they could go back to the Shire or whatever. And I mean, if they absolutely must go, when within like 1 hour of embarking on this journey, they immediately get themselves fucking captured by orcs, you leave them to die.
Yeah, you can't leave them to die.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
You leave them to die. And if you want to send 1 or 2 people after them, fine. You don't leave Frodo and Sam alone on this journey.
Yeah. Well, listen, I agree with you. That's a huge misstep, I think.
I think it's a massive plot hole. Lord of the Rings is already stupid because it takes place in a magical world and there's no rules and there's dragons and shit. But you at least have to tell me a cogent story. You're telling me a story with huge issues, massive issues. And like, all right, you've built yourself a world. You've set yourself up some characters that I do care about at this point. All right, I'm into it. I'm feeling it. But then every time I get into the series, some character does something that is too stupid for me to even buy.
Yeah. Listen, it's very stupid for them to go after Merry and Pippin rather than Frodo and Sam. But also, I do think that what they do in the second movie, by getting in front of Saruman and keeping these orcs from like destroying the world and getting closer to Frodo, they are benefiting Frodo in the process. So not everything they're doing is like so different from what Frodo, like they are helping him and they do have the same goal.
But this is the Fellowship of the Ring. It's like they embark on the journey and then immediately shit can it and go do other stuff. You gotta delegate, all right? The fuckers in Rivendell can set up an army to fight the orcs, okay? The Fellowship of the Ring should probably be beside the guy with the ring.
Right. And they don't, and it's not like a falling out thing where Frodo's like, all right, I'm gonna go do it on my own, and he runs off. They sort of just like get separated at the end. And Aragorn doesn't know that he wants Tim said like Frodo wants to do it on his own. That's what it is. And if he doesn't want to be found, then he's not gonna be found, right? But Aragorn doesn't have any indication that he doesn't want to be found or anything. They sort of just got split up. So
I submit that he fucking does want to be found because the second
agree.
Gollum comes in to help, he's like, great, we need help.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So from Aragorn's perspective, it really doesn't make sense to decide to go after Merry and Pippin rather than Frodo. I agree with you.
It is infuriating. It almost negates the entire second movie because I don't understand why anybody is where they are.
Yeah, I had the same problem, and that's why the second one's not as good as the first one to me.
No, it's not.
Yeah. What do you think about the scene in when they get to the Mines of Moria? We saw Bill the Pony. He lives in this movie. What do you think about that?
Bill the Pony?
Yeah, they set him free. They make it very obvious to the audience that, hey, he lives this time.
I mean, I don't believe that he lives.
He lives, for sure.
Are you kidding me? They set him loose at the Mines of Moria and they're just like, go back to the Shire?
Yeah, he finds
this
his way
fucking
back.
horse is going to make it. I think Tolkien trusts horses too much.
What?
Yeah, because even when Gandalf comes back from the fucking dead, all right? And he's like bragging. He's like, listen, I've been alive for centuries now, all right? I've seen things that mortal men couldn't even begin to hope to comprehend, all right? And not only that, guys, but my new horse is the Lord of Horses.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Like, what the I'd be like, Gandalf, you had me with all the Jesus shit until you started claiming that your horse is king of the horses. All right, now I know you're just bragging like a little bitch.
He kind of was, though. That's a very smart horse. He knew exactly where Gandalf was. And he's like white, very pretty horse. What color horse would you have if you could have a horse?
I wouldn't want a horse.
If you could, though, what color?
But you're saying if I could, like,
if
that
you
would be a
were forced to
desirable
have a
thing.
horse, if they said you have to have it or we're gonna shoot you, what color would you want?
I suppose black.
Really?
Yeah, I like the those villains with like a black horse and a black hat.
Maybe black with like a white hair, a white mane. That'd be cool.
Just black. Maybe I'll dye the mane like pink or something.
Is that animal cruelty?
Well, you're forcing me to have a horse, so I'm not
That's
really
human
caring about its
cruelty. That's animal
well-being.
cruelty.
Yeah.
I guess
right.
you're right. I'm sorry.
All right, so the Dark Riders are after them. They're useless, aren't they?
The Dark Riders? A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah, they really don't do anything.
I like them. They're a good visual. They just look like the Dementors. Like I always remembered that scene. Like even when I watched this the first time, I liked the scene where they're hiding from the Dark Riders and those bugs are coming out and shit.
Right.
So you back at the mines? What were you really excited about that scene?
Oh.
What?
I like when they're in the mines. We talked about it in the last one, how Pippin knocks down the thing down the.
It's even worse live action.
It's even worse. It's incredible.
What an idiot! I hate this fucking guy. I'd have
It's so funny,
I
though.
would have thrown him down that fucking mine. Did I make that joke last week?
No, but I think actually Gandalf did. He's like, you should have just gone down yourself and like not made us deal with you anymore. Is basically what he said.
Just got through saying like, see, down there, like underneath the mines, we don't even know what's down there. It could be worse than Mordor. It could be fucking hell beasts that we can't even fathom. And Merry just like the second he says that, just knocks a whole
Pippin, not Merry.
Pippin right at. He knocks a whole bunch of shit in there. All right, and then and frankly, he causes Gandalf's death
Absolutely.
because I'm pretty sure that's what awakens the Balrog.
Yeah, it awakens.
I don't know what's so special about the Balrog. They try and
What do you
say
mean?
it's like some sort of like demon or something, but it just looks like any dragon that they fight. There's all kinds of creatures in Middle Earth. Like, what's special about this one?
I mean, it's covered in fire. How many other ones are covered in fire? And it has a little whip thing.
I like the little whip thing.
Yeah, what other creatures have little whips? None of
Sort
them.
of like a video game, like a boss,
By the way, the Fellowship of the Ring video game, one of the top, probably one greatest video game of all time. Really, though.
That's ridiculous.
What an incredible video game.
What system?
PlayStation 2 or 3? Probably PlayStation 3.
What are you, Frodo?
You can be everybody, and it's incredible. Oh, it's so good. That when you're in the
Could I be
mines-
Gimli?
Yeah, you could be everybody.
Could I be Liv Tyler?
Maybe you can't be Liv Tyler, but like everybody in the Fellowship, I'm pretty sure you could be. And when you're in the mines and you're fighting that giant troll, that's an incredible part of the video game. At the end, the giant battle at the end is incredible. What a video game!
I do think the best part of the mines is the stair thing that you wanted to cut out.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was a cool little setup.
I'm not saying you have to cut it out, but leaving-
and Vigo wanting to throw Gimli and him going, I'm not, no one throws trolls.
He's a
You gotta
dwarf.
play the troll tool. No one throws dwarves or whatever. And then in Two Towers, when he asks to be thrown, and Vigo's like, "You sure, buddy?"
yeah, you like that?
Like that is the best payoff.
No, that's good.
It-
You're right. It does include that moment, but like leading up to that moment, they're just running down a hall, and then that moment happens, and then after that, they're just running down a hall. Like if you cut that out, nothing changes in the movie. Is what I'm saying.
That's like almost as good as in Star Wars, like in Empire, how they can't get warp speed to work, and then at the end it finally works, and you're like, "Whoa!"
I think it's like that.
It's like
But
that.
over 2 movies, it's even better.
Yes.
All right.
It
Well, I guess
rules.
we need that moment.
Yeah.
I have a little bone to pick with Frodo's little sword. He gets that little sword from Bilbo, and Bilbo's like, "Hey, it'll light up blue every time there are orcs around," and it does.
Did
at
we need to
first.
see Bilbo again?
Yes, of course. We got Bilbo doing a scary face in this one. We didn't get that in the original one. Did you like that?
I liked the scene, okay, but I felt like it could have been cut.
Oh, that used to scare me so much when I used to be like, "Oh, here it comes.
We've already seen him get obsessed with the ring,
Yeah, but he didn't make a scary.
Can I
face.
hold it? Can I hold it one more time? Like what? All right.
Yeah, but his Frodo's little sword, so it lights up at one point, and then they're running, and orcs are all around them, and it's not lit up. They forget to light up his sword when it should be lit up at one point in the movie. That always bothered me.
Maybe he wasn't pressing the light up button.
No, there's not a light up button. What do you think about the giant troll that comes in?
It's not great.
What are you talking about?
It looks good. Like the CGI is good. It looks way better than that troll that gets like a wand stuck up its nose in Harry Potter 1.
Yeah.
But and I will say in general, they did a great job with the effects in these movies because a lot of it is practical and makeup effects, which is what Peter Jackson's amazing at. And so all that stuff holds up and looks awesome. And like the digital effects are used pretty sparingly, and I could tell like he wanted the movie to look timeless.
I feel like
whereas
Elrond doesn't, or Rivendell doesn't look that great with the council. I feel like a lot of the
well,
background
it's
looks
because
bad.
it's it's because it's outside in daytime.
Yeah.
He fucks up a lot of that. I think the worst looking thing in any of the movies is the backdrop when they're walking with Treebeard in the second one.
Yeah, maybe all the stuff with Treebeard I don't like.
Yeah, that looks like shit, man. No, Treebeard himself I think looks
He-
cool, but
So slow how he talks. It like really slows down the movie.
oh well, he sucks. I mean, the character is awful. The talking trees, I remember thinking they were boring the first time I saw this shit. They're still boring now.
Yeah.
Every character has grown on me except for Treebeard.
Every single one of them.
Well, not Pippin, I guess.
Oh, Pippin does something right. At one point when they get taken, he drops his little thing for Aragorn to find on the ground. That's good.
Well, great. So then they go find Pippin. Great.
That's good. He does that for him.
Waste an entire movie doing that.
All right. Can I do an
Um,
impression of Frodo getting stabbed by the troll?
Yeah.
That's my impression of Frodo getting stabbed by the troll.
You want to hear my impression of Saruman?
Yes.
You will taste man flesh.
Yeah, did you like that part?
Yeah, that's a great line. You know what I noticed at one point? Somebody said the date.
What? Are you serious?
Somebody in Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, says at one point that today is October 24th.
Oh, they don't say the year though?
No, but like, why do they have a Gregorian calendar?
I don't know. That is weird. I didn't know that would have taken me out of the movie. That's weird.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't notice that.
All right, so I wasn't into that. Do you have anything else to say? I mean, how does the movie end? It ends 48 minutes left in the movie when Gandalf dies, and then they go on. for a
No,
while
you're
more.
wrong. The end battle is very cool, I think. By the way, if subtitles didn't exist, closed captioning, if we never knew that Gandalf said "Fly, you fools," I don't think we would ever know that he says that, right?
Of course we would, you moron.
Are you
We
serious?
probably would because it's a line from the book.
Oh, you're right. But like he does not deliver it so well.
I disagree. God, come on, McKellen's perfect in that moment.
He doesn't say
I do.
Why
I
you-
do think they should have bisected him on the way down, like Darth Maul.
what?
You know when he falls down off that cave?
Yeah.
I think they should have cut him in half on the way down, like Darth Maul.
Why?
I mean, he's dying anyway. It would have been fun.
No, he's not. He comes back. He beats.
Well, he gets resurrected.
Does he?
I don't think he's back in his body.
Does he die?
He died. Yeah, he dies for like a period of a few days, and he says that during that period he lived like centuries of time in the afterlife.
But I don't know. I think being cut
and
in
then-
half, you're not
and
coming
then
back.
quote that wait, Darth Maul comes back as a fucking tarantula. Fuck you. Then he. What was I talking about?
How he should have been cut in half, and how he lived down there, and then saw thousands of years or whatever.
Yeah. And then he says they brought him back, meaning God.
Is that what that means?
So, yeah, by the way, I was really looking for there to be an awesome explanation for Gandalf's resurrection because in watching these movies, every time I've needed an explanation for something, I feel like I've gotten one. You know, like they're findable explanations, but there's nothing for this. It's just God. And I don't believe in God. So, like, I'm just watching this and automatically deciding, oh, I didn't realize I was smarter than J.R.R. Tolkien.
So you think he should have stayed dead? That bothers you that he comes back?
It's fine that he comes back. Like, if you want to resurrect something and make it a Jesus metaphor, go for it. But, like, just don't tell me it was, like, the forces of good that brought him back or whatever.
I'm gonna tell you, there's a ghost army in the next one. You that anti the ghost army?
Yeah, it reminded me of the White Walkers.
Yeah, I agree. That was actually a problem I had with the third movie when I was young. I didn't like the ghosts coming in.
Yeah, get ghosts out of here. I'm sick of ghosts.
Yeah.
Well,
I like Ghost.
that show on CBS is good.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that show. All right, but you hate the ending, I guess.
It's fine. It's fine. It's no big deal. Like I like the movie, and I just think it's an hour too long.
Yeah. I think that when Boromir is getting killed, I think that Dominic Monaghan's really good there. I think he gives good reactions, and I think Pippin, Billy Boyd, sucks. I think his reactions
Yeah,
to
he does
Boromir
suck.
dying is terrible.
I just think the Boromir arc isn't as compelling as they want me to think it is. It's like it's just showing me how tough the ring is. You know how much people want that ring, like which I know already. I don't need that.
You don't feel bad for Boromir?
Not particularly. No, I don't care. Because of all the people in the Fellowship, I never latched onto him. Like, if they did this with Gimli, I guess I would give a shit.
Do you want... Because he lives in Gondor, which we haven't really seen. We spent a lot of the second movie in Rohan. But
Is Gondor so it's like Mantown, and they're saying, like, Vigo might be the king of it someday?
yes. Right.
Okay.
And he told Sean Bean that like right before he dies that he's not going to let it fall, which is I don't know, like I don't know. These were all just like movies to me when I was younger, but I like the Boromir character, and I root for Aragorn to not let Gondor fall for Boromir.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Gondor will fall, but yeah, Bean, I just never latch onto. I never latch onto him in anything, man.
All right. Well, I like him. He's fine.
Overrated actor.
All right. What else from this first movie?
I like that sea monster at one point, but you could cut it out and lose nothing.
Yeah.
I like when Frodo's dying and then Liv Tyler starts walking up to him, and she's so hot that he's still a little horny for her, even though he's dying.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Can I do my impression of the troll dying when Legolas shoots the troll in the head?
Sure.
All right, so Legolas he pulls out his bow and he shoots the troll, and the troll's like, and then it dies, and it's like the greatest noise you'll ever hear in your life.
Legolas doesn't get his real shining moment until the second film.
You think so? When he skateboards?
Yeah, when he skateboards down the steps.
He does a few things in the second movie, actually. He does like that crazy jump onto that horse at one point. Remember that?
That looks like garbage.
Yeah, that does look looked bad at the time.
Yeah. You know, Bloom, he's also got a little bit of a unibrow in these movies.
I didn't notice that.
You only notice in the close-ups. I was surprised to see it because his eyebrows look so defined from afar.
Interesting. All right, I'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, please do.
All right.
Defined like Michelle Carter.
I give this movie 4 stars, and I would have
You're
given
not
it
going
5
full
coming
5?
in. No, I'm not. It's too long.
Okay. You ready for it, Logan?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 3.
Wow. And what was it? What was it before you? Were these ones before you watched these?
I think I had the first 2 as 2s and Return of the King as a 1.
Wow. All right. So this one's a 3. I'm happy with
It's
that.
a good movie. I really like it. I'll watch it again.
You'll watch
It wasn't a
again.
chore. Yeah, it wasn't a chore. I get why it's a classic now. I get what people see in it. It's a totally fun fantasy movie. If fantasy's your thing, this probably does it better than like anything I've ever seen. But it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like the cast. I like the characters, like except for like 2 or 3 exceptions. And I like spending time in the world.
Yeah. Great world. You don't really want to leave, but until like late in the second one, then you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I
come on.
want to leave. I want to leave around the 2-hour mark
Of this movie.
of all of them.
Yeah. Well, even the second one, I was like way on board with the second one for a while, and then I was like, okay, come on.
No, me too. I had even in the rewatch yesterday, I was thinking 2 Towers is better than Fellowship, and then at a certain point, I was like, nah.
Yeah, I had the same thought. All right, MVP. I'm going Vigo.
Vigo in this first one, yeah, that's a good pick, man.
I thought about McKellen, but I don't know.
Vigo's more in the second one, though, man. You don't think so?
I think he's in the first one more. I think some of his face.
No, he's in the second one more.
No way. And in the second one, he comes in late, and then he leaves at a certain point. He's like, "I'll be back on the 5th day," and he just like disappears for half the movie.
Yeah, but I feel like he's the audience POV character. There's just that weird part where we think he's dead for a while.
Yeah, no, I think he's definitely in the first one more.
Well, I'm almost positive you're wrong, but my MVP is going to. I'm just gonna go Ian McKellen like everybody else.
Okay, you think everybody goes to Ian McKellen?
Well, the Oscars nominated him and shit.
Yeah. Well, I think Vigo because I think he's even better in the first one. The second one, when he's doing more with Liv Tyler, I don't like it as much. But in this one, I think he's great.
No, but I like him trying to crack into that auto.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it'll be MVP for you in the second one. My LVP. You gonna go first?
Yeah, it's Mary. Fucking Pippin. Sorry, he sucks.
You think Billy Boyd sucks?
Yeah, everything about that. It's a bad character played by a bad actor.
That's a good call. I went with Liv Tyler just because she's not even in the original, and the things they do with her in this one doesn't make me think she should be in it at all.
Oh, that's a great call. Yeah, I'll tell you what. There's I'm a doorman and I work in this building. There's a dog named Pippin.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this little cute lap dog, right? And I always assumed that the name Pippin was either a reference to the Broadway musical Pippin or a reference to Chicago Bulls small forward Scottie Pippen.
Right.
Okay. And I was incorrect. So I'm at work last night watching The Two Towers, doing my research, and he walks by. I'm like, "Hey, listen, man, is this dog a reference to Pippin from Lord of the Rings?" All right. And he goes, "Yes, it absolutely is. He's a big fan of the books." I said, I mean, not for nothing, but
why Pippin?
Well, I told him the whole thing. Like, I was like, I never really got into these. I'm trying to get into them right now. Why Pippin? Because of all the characters, Pippin sucks. And he's like, yeah, I know, but like, I've got this tiny little yappy dog, and like, he's dumb and he does silly things. And like, all right. He gave this really thoughtful, like, he talked for like 5 minutes about why he named his dog Pippin. And then we got into this whole conversation about Lord of the Rings. It was really nice.
I had a fish when I was young. Its name was Strider, after Aragorn.
Oh, right. They call him Why do they call him Strider?
That's like his name in Bree. He like wanders through Bree, and they call him Strider. It's like his ranger name or something.
I hate anytime anyone speaks in like other languages in these movies.
Like Elvish.
Yeah, because like it doesn't even make sense that they're speaking English. Like it's middle, or like where are we? It doesn't. I guess it's like the early days of humanity. It's October 24th already, so I guess we speak human. So like, but it anytime they're speaking like Elvish or something, I'm just like, fucking keep it.
I was supposed to look up. They got a tattoo. All the members of the Fellowship. You don't know about this?
No.
Okay, they all got a tattoo of something. I think no, it was actually 8 of the 9 of them. It wasn't Gimli actually. John Rhys Davies said, "No way, Jose." He sent his stunt double. Actually, he's like, "I'm gonna send my stunt double to go get the tattoo."
That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. But so they all went to go get it. It's the Elvish word for 9 is what they got tattooed because they're the 9 members of the Fellowship. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's fine. What do you want me to say?
I mean, it's Elvish. I figured maybe you'd be a little upset by that.
No, I get it. It's specific to the franchise. That's cute. That's cute enough. But like, I just don't like it in the context of the movie. I feel like anytime you see this in a movie or a TV show, I feel like it's a play for nerds. Like it's because Star Trek introduced Klingon.
Yeah.
And then like nerdy Star Trek people learned Klingon and started teaching classes on how to speak Klingon. Now, anytime I see a fake language in a movie, I'm just like, it's a ripoff of Klingon.
Whenever I was looking up the Lord of the Rings thing, I also learned that the Avengers got a matching tattoo. Do you know about that?
No, is it just the A?
It's not the exact thing. It is kind of like the A, but it's like some other weird design. It's cool looking, but only 5 of the 6 Avengers got it, of the originals. Who do you think didn't get it?
Renner sent a stunt double?
Nope, not Renner. Who else?
No, it's got to be ScarJo.
Nope, it was her idea, ScarJo.
Holy shit. All right,
4 left.
Evans did it.
There's Evans.
Ruffalo did it.
So RDJ or Hemsworth? Who you got?
No, they both did it. Ruffalo didn't.
Yeah, it's a good call. Good job.
Is it 'cause is Ruffalo Jewish?
I don't know.
You know, you
Why?
can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery if you have tattoos.
I did not know that at all. Are
Well,
you
should,
bummed
because
out?
you watched Curb, and I believe it was discussed on that show.
Yeah, well, I don't remember that. So
No,
so you're-
I can't. I cannot be buried in a Jewish cemetery.
does that upset you? I mean, it was a call you made, so I guess
No,
not
I-
much. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly something I thought about for like 2 seconds before getting a tattoo, and I decided to get a tattoo.
You prefer to be cremated? Is that what you're gonna do?
Oh no! Donate my whole body to science. I don't care.
Yeah. What are they? What are
Yeah.
they gonna do? With it?
Fucking study me, study my liver, like how livers repair yourself after like
That's good.
alcoholism.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are we done with the first movie? I feel like we did everything, right?
Ruffalo's Catholic, so it's that's
Maybe
not
he just
that.
didn't want to.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I mean, let's
He
get
should
into
have
the next one.
participated, though. Come on, Ruffalo.
I agree. What a loser. Oh, so a year later, Two Towers comes out. All right. Crazy that it's called Two Towers. I remember thinking that even at the time. It's a year after 9/11. And they're calling this movie Lord of the Rings: The Twin Towers. I think they should have changed the title.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is one of the weirdest, most "How did this happen?" title of all time.
What even are the Two Towers?
I don't know. I think one is in Isengard. I think that's Saruman's tower. And what's the other tower?
Sauron's?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what the fucking Two Towers are. Call it something else.
Yeah, because it's not like we're getting from one tower to another in this. Like, that's not the plot of this movie. We're like trying to get to Helm's Deep. That's not a tower, though.
Yeah. Which one's Tower 1 and which one's Tower 2? All right. And can you melt the steel beams in either of them?
Probably not.
All right. A year later, this comes out. Stephen Sinclair is here as a writer now. He's like one of, Jackson's collaborators.
Yeah.
Budget of 94, like the last one, pretty much. Bigger box office of $947.5 million. Again, number 2 at the box office. How can you do?
I wonder if
Can
they
you do
crack a
2002?
billion by the end.
Maybe
you think they
we'll
do?
Find out. I feel like they probably do.
Can I do 2002? Yeah, of course. There's another Harry Potter. There's Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's hang on. Spider-Man's number 1 and Harry Potter's 4.
Spider-Man. What a time! Holy cow! Well, I think Spider-Man actually was like the highest opening weekend of all time, if I remember right.
I'm pretty sure No Way Home was the number 1 movie of 2021, so like it's still doing it.
No, I know, but this beat like Lord of the Rings was going, Harry Potter was going, Star Wars was going, and this beat all of them.
Yeah, that's right.
The Star Wars. I didn't say Star Wars.
Yeah, that's number 3.
I think
You got the top 4 again.
Great in 2002?
Yeah, that's number 6. Very good.
So Scooby Doo was this year, right?
Nah, that's out of the top 10.
All right. What is it?
Number 10, Chicago. Number 9, Ice Age.
Oh,
Number 8, Men in Black 2. Number 7, Austin Powers in Goldmember.
yeah.
Then Signs. Then number 5, My Big Fat.
What
Three
the
Women.
hell?
Yep,
Wow.
that's right. Awards.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Hey, you know what I didn't mention about the first one?
What?
It's on an AFI list.
Yeah. What for? What?
AFI. It's the number 50 movie of all time.
Really?
Yeah, AFI thinks Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Rings the 50th best movie of all time.
Not best villain. They don't think Sauron is a great villain or anything.
I don't know. Apparently not. But just on the number 50 movie list, between D.W. Griffith's Intolerance and the original West Side Story, frankly, both of which I've seen and both of which are worse than Lord of the Rings.
I want to say these were like on IMDb. If you look on IMDb's list, like the 3 Lord of the Rings movies are like top 15 or whatever.
Yeah, I
It's nuts.
noticed that. People love them.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the awards. And then Two Towers ended up on the list of top quotes.
What?
Yeah, Two Towers has the number 85 best movie quote of all time, according to the AFI.
Don't tell the elf. That's a good one.
No, my precious.
Oh, of course. That's not in the
My
first one.
precious. No. And it comes in between number 84, ironically, is the last line in King Kong. Not Peter Jackson's King Kong, the original. You know, 'twas beauty killed the beast.
No, but that's ahead of it.
Yeah, that's
I
ahead
think
of
My
it.
Precious is better.
And right behind it is Attica, Attica from Dog Day Afternoon.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
I can make
What?
a better list.
Fuck you. I mean, I could too, but those are not bad. Those choices.
No. All right.
'Twas beauty killed the
What's number
beast.
one? What's number one?
What, on the quotes list? I don't know.
Oh, you're not looking at it?
Yeah,
Probably
I'm
like
not
May the
looking at
Force be with you. It's probably that. Or we're going to need a bigger boat. It's probably
it. Do you want me to look it up?
Not if it'll take so long.
Well, you can always just cut out the looking time.
I'm sure it's May the Force be with you. That'd be my guess. Or frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I got news for you. You're right. It's frankly my dear.
Oh my
Give a
God.
damn.
I think I might have known that. I think that's why I said that. I think I
Yeah.
did know that.
Number
Where-
2 is I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
That's better. Right?
Yeah, that's good, right? May the
That's
Force
bad.
be
That's-
with you is number 8.
Okay.
All right?
I'm gonna
Not
make
as
him
good
offer
as-
can't refuse is way better than frankly, my dear. I don't give a damn.
I agree. That should be higher.
Yeah. Where's we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Okay, we're gonna need a bigger boat. We're looking for Jaws here. Boy, I'm not number 35.
35. Ahead of My Precious though, right?
Yeah, but still, like, how the fuck is that? Not, I mean, Show Me the Money is higher than that.
That's a good line. Show
Yeah, but it's
me
not as
the
good as we're
money.
gonna need a bigger boat.
No, yeah, you're right. What's going on over there? Somebody in
I live
danger?
in New York. I live in New York City. All right.
I know. I just love putting it out.
Yeah. All right. The Oscars recognized Two Towers.
Yeah.
It lost Best Picture to Chicago. It lost Arts and Sets to Chicago. It lost Sound to Chicago. Lost Editing to Chicago.
Okay.
Chicago had a big year.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, it won for sound editing and for visual effects. Now on to the BAFTAs. It lost Best Cinematography to Road to Perdition. That was back when Sam Mendes was using Conrad Hall. Everyone was obsessed with him.
I feel like there's just like
Um,
it's just like rainy that whole movie, right?
Yeah, well, it was colorful though. It's the guy. His previous movie was American Beauty, and that looked gorgeous. So like everyone was really excited about the cinematography.
Okay.
Best editing went to City of God, not Lord of the Rings. Great movie. Best production design, Perdition again. Lord of the Rings won Best Costumes. I got news for you there.
All right, that's good.
All right. Nominated for makeup and hair, it lost to Frida. All the great styling of that unibrow.
Did it win anything for Gollum?
Yeah, it won visual effects.
Okay. Yeah.
It lost Best Sound to Chicago. It lost Best Film and Best Director to The Pianist, Roman Polanski's The Pianist.
Wow,
Of course.
what a guy.
Yeah. Great rapist, one of our best. And
You know what's crazy about him?
Is
Is he just like
what?
He just like was like, all right, I'm not in the U.S. You can't get me anymore. And they're like, damn it, you're right. And so he's just like living his life.
And the Oscars were still just like, and you're still our guy. We love you. Okay, on to the Saturn Awards,
Okay.
where Viggo Mortensen was nominated for Best Actor.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. And he lost to Robin Williams for 1 Hour Photo.
Okay. Yeah, he's
All
better
right.
than Vigo probably.
Nominated for costumes, it actually tied for the win with Attack of the Clones.
Ty?
Yeah.
I like the costumes in this more than Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, me too. Nominated for Best Director. Oh, although Attack of the Clones does have that one shirt that gets chopped in half
That's
on Portman.
good. Yeah, that is
yeah,
good.
yeah. He does. Whoever gave that shirt up deserves an award on my book. All right. Nominated for Best Director, they lost to Spielberg for Minority Report.
Not Catch Me If You Can, isn't that this year too?
That's not a genre film, bro.
Oh, well, oh, there's this. Okay.
Not eligible for
I'm
the
sorry.
Saturns.
You're right.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, won Best Fantasy Film. It won Best Makeup, all right? It lost Best Music to Spider-Man.
Oh, go. That's maybe my favorite score of all time. I'm not even.
Ridiculous.
I love the Spider-Man score. When he's
And
first
Elijah-
climbing the wall and it starts. Oh, it's so good. Daniel, that's so
Boom, Balloon. Yeah, Danny Elfman. He's having fun.
What a legend.
Yeah. Elijah Wood was nominated for Best Younger Actor, an award I
Best
didn't know he was
Younger
still
Actor?
eligible for. Yeah, well, I thought he was like 30 in this movie.
Also, what does that even mean? Best younger actor. What is
It means
younger?
under 18. It means under 18.
Really?
So he must have been under 18 in this movie.
He's under 18 in this movie?
I guess.
What? Are you serious? I thought Elijah Wood was like 25 years old when he made these.
I fucking did too.
That's crazy to me. Okay.
Let's
Are you
look
sure
it
best
up.
younger actor? That's what that means. I mean, younger might
That's-
just mean. Yeah.
Listen, I'm an award bro, and I follow the Saturn Awards. All right.
Yeah.
Elijah Wood was born in 1981.
What?
He was so it must be.
He's like
it might be
21.
under. Maybe it's under 22 or something. I don't know.
What
But
a
anyway,
weird
he
thing.
lost to this kid from fucking Road to Perdition.
Okay.
It was nominated for Best Visual Effects. It lost to Attack of the Clones, which is ridiculous.
yeah.
It was nominated for writing. It lost to Minority Report. And Andy Serkis, my friend, won the Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actor that year.
Wow. Who'd he beat out?
Yeah. Some other actors who didn't have lead roles in movies.
Okay. All right. Freddie Prinze for
Instead had some-
Scooby Doo.
Could be. Well, I think Fred is probably the lead of that movie.
Are you? No way.
Yeah.
Fred?
Fred.
Not Scoob or Shaggy?
No. All right. At the Golden Globes, it lost Best Drama to The Hours, and it lost Best Director to Martin Scorsese for Gangs of New
The
York.
Hours and 1 hour photo this year. Didn't realize that.
Yeah. 1 hour photo is better. All right. How about the KCAs? Kids' Choice
KCA,
Award.
KCA to you.
Elijah Wood lost the award for Male Butt Kicker of the Year to Jackie Chan for The Tuxedo.
I'm sorry, who lost it?
Elijah Wood.
When did he kick any butt in this movie?
He probably like hit somebody with a stick at
I don't
some
think he
point.
does. I don't think Elijah Wood does anything really in this. He's like possessed by the ring a lot in this movie. He's like, he's like zoned out a lot.
Well, the kids thought he kicked butt.
What? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
kind of right. Like, even like Sam is like, I think we should kick this guy's butt. And Sam and Elijah
yeah,
Wood's
Frodo
like,
doesn't
no.
do anything. Frodo's
Yeah.
like nice to
He's
Gollum.
a pacifist in this fucking movie.
Yeah, and then he's like giving into the ring a lot. He's just like staring off into the distance.
Yeah, because he wants a redemption arc for Gollum because he sees that he has the potential to become Gollum.
Right? You don't understand that at all.
No, I like that.
I thought you don't like that. You think that he should just kill Gollum.
Well, no. I like it as a character motivation that he doesn't want to kill Gollum.
Right.
But I think for Sam and Frodo, the smart thing to do is kill Gollum. If I'm Sam, I'm going to wait until Frodo's asleep, kill Gollum. Then when Frodo wakes up, I'm just going to be like, it was the right thing to do, bro.
Yeah. But they need Gollum because he knows like the lay of the land. He knows where he's going.
But then the second they get to the gates of Mordor, where they're on that cliff and, Sam like falls down for no reason. What a moron. Just kill fucking Gollum.
But he
Like,
does
why-
save them.
But this guy, Gollum, shows up at the beginning of this movie. We'll get back to the awards.
Yeah.
Gollum shows up at the beginning of this movie. He immediately tries to murder Sam and Frodo.
Yeah.
All right? Tries to murder them. They catch him trying to murder them. They lock him up and they start carrying him around and shit. All right? So now they have like a prisoner of war. And they have this guy means you nothing but harm. The entire time he's with you, he's calling you master, sure, but he's not fucking Dobby. He wants to sabotage you. All right?
So did
He wants
Dobby,
to
though.
ruin your life. He wants Sauron to eat your guts and to get his ring back. That's all this motherfucker cares about. And I mean, it's supposed to be some kind of a noble thing that they're not killing this guy. This man is, if we can call him that, he's a gremlin. He's 200 years old. All right, he should have died
Older than that.
100. Older than that.
He was
They
corrupted for
said-
500 years, they said. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
They said he's lived hundreds of years past his natural lifespan for what creature he actually is. So he had his run, He had his fucking run. He used it to become an addict. Like, if I never quit drinking and I was just an alcoholic at 80, I wouldn't be like, well, you can't let me die. I need to have a duo or I missed all those years. No, It was on me.
Also, I have another question. Now that Gollum doesn't have the ring, how is he still alive? Because he hasn't had the ring for a long time. Because after he had it, Bilbo had it, and then Frodo has it, and we see Bilbo like when he doesn't have the ring anymore. He's starting to age, right? When he's in Rivendell, and he's saying like age is finally taking him. But Gollum is even older, and he's still going strong. How's that happen?
I wonder. Yeah, can you like contract diseases? I wonder. Like, do you think maybe Gollum got
Probably has all
syphilis or
the
something
antibodies
and
in him,
had
right?
no? No, I'm saying he probably has zero antibodies because the ring was keeping him alive. He's not developing protections against things.
But he's also just like living out in the wilderness. Who knows what was going on?
Yeah, I'm saying he's probably got infections all over his fucking body that are going untreated because he's surviving through ring use.
Right. Well, that's just another thing I guess we can't really get into.
I just got into it pretty good.
Yeah. But so you think they should just kill? But I mean, think about it if you're them. Like you're there, you have a ring, you have to get the Mordor, and you find this guy who seems to know what he's doing. You'd rather just kill him and take your chances by yourself?
He's a liability. All right. Listen, I'm saying like if you really want, travel with him. Get him to show you the way. But like I wouldn't trust him.
I don't think they do. So Sam definitely doesn't. I think Frodo does.
I don't think Frodo trusts him either. I just think Frodo sees so much of himself in Gollum.
Right. But I mean, he does listen to everything that he says. They even have that opportunity to kill him when all those guys, Faramir and those guys, they have the bows pointed at him. They're like, do you want us to do it? And Frodo's like, no, don't do it. Like, he could have done it and walked away scot-free, basically.
Yeah, Frodo's gotten too into it at that point. What they really should have done is when they reach that cliff outside of Mordor, just throw him to the wolves. Throw him off the cliff. That army's going to see him. They're immediately going to kill him.
You know what they should have done about that army that I was thinking of? They should have, because when Sam falls, it sort of gets the attention of a couple people that come over. They should have waited until the next day, realized that if they do that again, the people will come back. And then when they come back, beat them up and take their clothes and then walk into Mordor and pretend like you're those guys.
Fucking brilliant. Trojan horse it.
Yeah, like Star Wars. Just take the
Yes, the
stormtroopers'
stormtroopers
clothes,
outfits.
and then they'll never know.
These guys are I mean, they can't be helped. These hobbits, they're worthless. I mean, that's why they're so perfect for the ring.
Yeah. I mean, Sauron shouldn't even be that worried at this point. He should be like, all right, the hobbits have it, fine. They're not going to destroy it.
Sauron really should be a pterodactyl.
What? What are you talking about?
When I was a kid, in the X-Men comics, there was a villain named Sauron. And he was just named after this movie. I mean, after the books, because the guy who was writing X-Men at the time, Chris Claremont, was a Lord of the Rings nerd. But he named this villain, who was a talking pterodactyl, Sauron. And so when I went to see Fellowship of the Ring for the first time, I thought Sauron was going to be a pterodactyl.
Oh my God.
I did.
No, that's way too
And-
OP if he's a pterodactyl.
OP? What does that mean?
Oh, you don't know. Overpowered.
Original post? Oh, overpowered.
Way too overpowered if he's a pterodactyl.
Why? I mean,
What do you mean,
he's
why?
underpowered here. He's underpowered though. He's
But
just
not
an
really.
eyeball.
But he has Saruman.
No,
working
I
for him
think-
and all these other.
But
orcs
I
and
think
shit.
Saruman gets a bigger role in the second movie because J.R.R. Tolkien was like, we got nobody to fight. So we need to come up with like a henchman guy.
Yeah, we've got Wormtongue too, right?
Yeah, they had Wormtongue. I mean, that whole dynamic is just a Thor dynamic. Wormtongue is fucking Loki.
I love Wormtongue.
And Carl Urban is Thor. And Theoden is Odin.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
I mean,
the
they're
exact
not
setup.
as kids. They're not as kids, but yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. Let me just finish the awards. The
Oh, right.
MTV. Do it. Let's hear that theme again.
I want my MTV.
Whoa. All right. Battle of Helm's Deep won the best action sequence. Certainly won the longest action sequence.
Yes, definitely one of the longest.
Vigo was nominated for best male performance, and he lost to the great Marshall Mathers for his role in 8 Mile.
Okay.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings: Two Towers won the MTV Movie Award for best movie. How about that?
Yeah.
And Elijah Wood and Sean Astin won the award for best on-screen team. Certainly gayest.
Yeah, I bet you were freaking out about that.
I was probably mad at the time, like a loser. I was probably some 15-year-old watching the MTV Awards. What? Fucking lame.
Did you vote
Why
for
couldn't they
Harry
give
and
it
Ron?
to? I'm sure I must have been rooting for something stupid like that. What other movies were this year? Spider. I was probably rooting for like fucking Spider-Man and Mary Jane or some bullshit. All right. Gollum won the award for best virtual performance.
What?
And
That's a thing?
yeah, it was this year. Also nominated Yoda for Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know
That's it? That's the two nominees?
Well, no, there were a bunch. I just can't remember them now. And he accepted it. Gollum went up.
Oh, I remember
on the
this. I know
stage.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he probably called the award his precious. That would have been funny.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Yeah. The golden popcorn.
Classic.
Sorry. All right. And the Teen Choice Awards. Nominated for best drama / action movie, it lost to The Matrix Reloaded.
Wow.
Yeah, and Elijah Wood lost Best Actor to Eminem, and then it lost Best Action Sequence to Too Fast, Too Furious.
You just said Elijah Wood lost Best Actor to Eminem. That's so funny.
I know, isn't that great? He was in that movie Come to Daddy, right? Elijah Wood?
Elijah Wood, Come to Daddy? I don't know about that.
Come to Daddy. You think Marshall has ever said that to
Haley?
Haley?
Yeah, probably. I bet
Yeah.
wasn't Elijah Wood in a movie with Sasha Grey? Like an online thriller movie with Sasha Grey?
What?
Oh, you don't know about this? That happened.
No.
That was a thing he
I
was
mean,
promoting for a while.
Sasha Grey's really only been in that Steven Soderbergh thing, and then
Would You
Rather?
Right,
Yeah.
but I think she was in an Elijah Wood thing.
Well, I watched her in Naughty Bookworms episode.
Naughty Bookworms?
Yeah.
I don't know Naughty Bookworms.
Well, they were a division of Naughty America when I was a kid. All the stories were
Nobody
about,
does it better.
Oh, that took me by surprise. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Oh, good stuff. All right. Anyway, that was a good one.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, I was talking about Naughty Bookworms.
Oh,
not you.
okay.
Yeah,
I'll look
yeah.
it up.
So anyway, let's talk about the movie, right?
Yeah.
It starts with like a recap. It's like previously with 48 minutes left in the last movie. Gandalf died.
Well, it's like a dream though. Frodo's having a dream about the Balrog.
It's not though. I mean, it is eventually. It starts out like it's interesting.
Right.
It's a previously, and then it goes past the point we cut. So not only is it a previously, but now it's telling us what happened to Gandalf after that point.
But
in
we
the
don't
last
know that's
movie.
what happened.
But then we also see Elijah Wood wake up from it, so it's a dream sequence. It's like it's three different kinds of scenes in one.
Yeah, I agree.
It's sort of like that fucking annoying scene in Aliens. You know when Sigourney Weaver wakes up
Yeah,
on
in the
Earth and it's like,
hospital?
was that a fucking flashback or was that her dream?
Right. With what's his face? Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Reiser.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So that's the beginning of the movie. Then we check in with Carl Urban, and I'm like, oh hey, that guy.
Were you surprised how early we got Gollum? Because he's in like the very first scene.
I was surprised how early Carl Urban was acting in movies.
Really? This seemed early for you?
I mean, I don't remember noticing him in anything since till Doom.
I mean, did you
And
know
I don't
he was in
remember
these?
liking him in anything until Star Trek. No, I don't. I didn't remember him being in this at all.
You didn't see him in was Dredd after Star Trek? Maybe his Judge.
I never
Dredd?
saw that shit,
Oh.
and that's way after Star Trek. Yeah,
Oh, I thought people liked that. I think people like that movie a lot, actually.
yeah. I think people liked it. You know, nerds.
Okay, but I like Carl Urban in the. I mean, he doesn't do too much, but I always like Carl Urban.
Yeah, he's a good Thor.
Yeah, no, he's actually funny in that movie.
Brad Dourif is great. I always love Brad Dourif, and
Yes.
this is no exception. Okay,
No.
but the real star of this setup, Theoden.
Yeah, you love Theoden.
I love Theoden. Now, it's an interesting. I didn't remember where they were going with this. We first meet Theoden, and he's under the thrall of Saruman,
Right.
and he looks old. They've got a lot of old age makeup caked on him.
Mm-hmm.
But since we meet him that way, and they made the old age makeup look good, I was like, "Who is this?" I thought it was an old actor. I was like, "Is it Richard Harris?" But then I remembered that his last movie was Gladiator, and he died during the making of Gladiator. And or no, that was sorry, Oliver Harris. Richard Harris is the dude who played Dumbledore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I might have some of that wrong, but whatever. The point stands.
Yeah. He looked very old.
He looked very old, and then it turns out he's not that old.
No.
Once he gets out of the thrall of Saruman, the age makeup dissipates and he looks like a real man. And it's not an actor I was familiar with, like they could have probably gotten some known British actor to play this role. It could have been like fucking David Thewlis or something, but it's not. It's just some random dude, And, I mean, it's probably not random to some people, but it was random.
I
to
thought
me,
you might have known him.
No, I didn't. And it was a really exciting moment. And then I thought that this actor was fantastic for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, he crushes it. He is Theoden. He is this character, right?
He crushes it. I'm between 3 people for my MVP in this movie, and he is easily one of them.
Interesting. I'm between 2 of them.
Okay.
And he is one of them.
All right, so that's the setup. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam are off by themselves, of course, because the Fellowship of the Ring couldn't fucking possibly care about the most important mission of all time.
Right.
So they're looking for Pippin and Merry, and Vigo has this great scene where he's sort of CSIing the site of their deaths.
That's a great scene.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
of course.
They get sent over to like a pile of dead bodies, and they're like looking around and see it, and Vigo's like really inspecting the situation. It looks like something out of Hannibal, where he's like, show me my design or whatever he says.
Yeah, and he's dead on. He got it exactly how they went too.
He fucking nailed it. He David Caruso's the shit out of this, man. All right, so meanwhile, Pippin and Merry, they're in the woods with this boring tree.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he's no tree. He's an ant.
Oh yeah.
I am no tree.
Fucking lame. Cut this all out of the movie.
You think so?
Yeah.
Even when they start fighting, you don't like that part?
I think they should have done it as 2 movies, and it should be like a 2-hour version of Fellowship, and then I think they could have done two towers in an hour 15.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can cut out Lothlorien. You can cut out a lot of this tree stuff.
All the tree stuff.
Down Helm's Deep, even though it's cool.
What about when Treebeard is like saving them from a bunch of cannibals? Like, why do we need that in the movie?
You don't. And there's like a lot of time where he thinks that they're orcs and he has to like get on board that they're hobbits, not orcs. Yeah, it's weird. It's a lot of time and he talks so slow.
Why has he never heard of hobbits? When they try to tell him that we're hobbits, they're like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Meanwhile, he's already heard of Gandalf the White, who's been back on this planet for like a day and a half.
Well, that's different. I feel like that travels fast in the woods. I feel like you probably don't hear about
But
the
I'm
Shire
saying,
a
if
lot.
he's talking about Gandalf the White, then he's got his finger on the pulse of Middle Earth, all right? The fact that he's never heard of an entire species of humanity on this planet is insane. It'd be like if I never heard of cows.
Yeah, I guess not knowing the whole species is crazy. But I think it makes sense they know about Gandalf. I mean, it's probably a legend. A legend of the forest.
But it's not Gandalf the Grey was a legend, bro.
But he shows up and
Gandalf the
appears
White
in
has
the
only
forest.
existed for a second.
But I'm sure, like, one tree saw him appear, told another one, told another
But they're
one,
not
told
even
another one.
talking about Gandalf. They don't even know it's Gandalf. They're calling him the White Wizard, all right? So it's like they're seeing this White Wizard. They're getting excited about it. He's the hottest wizard in Middle-earth right now. But, like, how do they know him so fast that they're able to deliver this information to people who were literally hanging out with him 2 days ago?
Well, I mean, they would definitely know more than the hobbits would. The hobbits know nothing. They've been hanging out with orcs, thinking they were going to die.
But how do they know more than, like, Vigo?
Because Vigo's been running... What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's been running around Middle-earth with his finger on the pulse of this situation.
He's just been running with his 3 buddies looking for... He's not talking to people. The Ents talk to
He
people.
just fucking talked to Carl Urban.
Well, he does, but Carl Urban doesn't know what's going on with Gandalf. Carl Urban just got banished from his own home.
Listen, it's insane. These trees,
Ents.
they're inconsistent. They're fucking geniuses about some stuff and morons about other stuff. They take too long to talk. They're the same actor as Gimli. Get them out of my movie.
Listen, I didn't think I was going to come in here and have to defend the Ents today. I don't want to do that.
All right. All right, so this hot new wizard turns out to be Gandalf.
Can I say something, by the way? Whenever they're looking for the hobbits and then they see like the pile of Uruk-hai and Aragorn runs up and he kicks the helmet. Do you remember that scene at all? And he screams. He lets out this great scream. Do you remember that at all?
I don't remember. No.
Okay. Well, that happens, and Viggo Mortensen broke his toe during that, so he had a broken toe after that. That was a little fun
That's
fact.
something, man. That's fucked up.
Yeah, very sad.
He had to do all those big battle scenes on a broken toe.
Well, who knows what they shot first, but he definitely had to do some on a broken toe.
Damn, I wonder how long that affected him. Like, I wonder if when he had his dick flopping out in that locker room in Eastern Promises. Like, was his toe bothering him that day?
I'm sure broken toes. What, like 3 weeks, probably.
I've never broken a bone. Okay,
Me either. I'm just guessing.
all right. I'm not like one of you weaklings.
But like, if you break
Well,
a finger, you can still play basketball. You just like gotta be careful about that little finger.
When I was a kid and friends would break their bones, I would sign their cast just like, fucking, you suck.
Wow.
I've never broken a bone.
Wow.
I'm better than you.
Talk about adding insult to injury. Am I right?
Yeah, but I was also nice. I had this friend in elementary school named Justin Mangles, and he broke his collarbone, and I didn't really like hanging out outside all that much. I was like an indoor kid, and so I volunteered to spend every day with him in the nurse's office during lunch,
Yeah.
and it was really fun. It was way better than going out.
You have a good time with him, Justin Mangles?
Yeah, we don't keep in touch or anything. I haven't seen him probably since I was like 13, but
What do you guys do? Read
good
comics and stuff?
yeah, probably traded baseball cards and shit.
All right, that's fun.
Yeah.
Justin Mangles.
All right. What's next?
Jeez, I don't even know. I like
I mean,
I
we
like
talked about so much of it.
I like when Gandalf comes and does the exorcism on Theoden. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, Gandalf, he's overpowered. He's OP in this movie.
Yeah, he is a little OP, especially when he's got that staff. They really should have taken the staff away from him.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that his horse is king of horses is like a step too far.
I don't know. We don't see the horse communicating with other horses. That would have been cool. We see like the horse trick other horses. It's like that.
I think we should see that horse leading other horses into battle at the end.
I mean, there's still
He's
a
the
whole
lord
nother
of the
movie.
horses. Or we should see other horses leaning down and praying to that horse.
That'd be so stupid. Maybe it happened.
It'd be no dumber than anything else. I mean, it'd be no dumber than those stupid orcs riding those fake dragons.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid. Can we talk about that swamp scene? Because I thought there was something very funny in that scene.
Cut that out of the movie, by the way.
Yeah, I agree with you. But it's very funny that the swamp, there are just parts of it that are on fire. That's so funny to me, just for no reason. That's hilarious.
I just love it's one of those things in a movie where like this happens all the time where they present something like this is the most dangerous thing. You see this swamp? If you step foot in this swamp, you'll probably die. Like 99% you'll die. So then like the second he says that, like Elijah Wood falls head first, his whole body into the fucking swamp. He's swimming around with like dead fucking spirits or whatever. It's like something out of Orpheus. And then he's fine. Oh, I guess you're part of the 1% that survives because you're the main character of the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting too. Sam isn't even the one that like saves him. It's Gollum, right? Gollum's the one that grabs him and pulls him out of the water. It's not even Sam. Maybe that's why he likes Gollum so much. Gollum is on his side.
Yeah. Well, Gollum's called him master and shit.
Yeah, I thought we get to
What?
like a part where so Gandalf wants. So the whole conflict is like, does Theoden want to go to war or does he want to like retreat? And he decides to go to Helm's Deep, right? That's
It's not a conflict. You know they're gonna go to war the whole movie.
right, but he doesn't
This
want
movie
to.
has no conflict.
Right. But then Gandalf is like, this loser's not gonna go to war. I'm leaving. And he's like, I'll be back on the 5th day when the sun rises. But for now, I'm not dealing with it. And then he just leaves for like the next hour of the movie.
Oh, that's right. Well, no, he says that he's gonna go recruit the Carl Urban guys.
Oh, is that what he went to go do? He does show up
Yeah.
with them. I thought that was a little random. Like, oh, I guess.
No.
that's what
He
does.
specifically says like I'm gonna go get those guys. And I'm like, do we really need to like sacrifice our very best player
That's a
in
good
this
call.
war to like go get Carl Urban?
Send Gimli.
Why are we're sending Aragorn to get Pippin and Merry? We're sending Gandalf to get Carl Urban. Can we just get the fucking strong people to stay with the ring?
And how does Rohan not have like a horn that they can sound send out for like 100 miles? You know, to be like, hey, we need your help. I feel like they should get one of
Or
those.
like a bat signal.
Yeah, they got to get something to let people know that we're in trouble.
Yeah, the wizard signal.
Yeah,
They like shine it at the sky, and it's like a beard,
yeah. You think that's what it would be? Not like a
or maybe
sword
like
or something?
a staff or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of those crystal balls.
Did you like the Green Goblin stuff?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cause Circus is good.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I was
it's
worried
a pretty
it wouldn't
iconic
look so.
performance. I remember even like when I first saw this movie, like even the trailers, I was like, oh, they nailed that.
Yeah, they did. And I thought going into this, it wouldn't look as good. And some of the background stuff doesn't. Like when he's just like sitting on a rock or whatever, it looks a little weird. But Gollum
Yeah.
looks great. He still looks great.
There's a couple of moments where Gollum's like interacting with scenery that look bad.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when he's just like walking with them and chatting with them, it looks great. And I read that Andy Serkis was like nervous to take this role because like screen capture performances was a pretty untested technology at this point. Like, who's to say that the performance he's going to give on that set is actually what's going to turn up in the movie? But, you know, Peter Jackson, he worked with that Weta company and they really got it together. Like, I mean, they were doing other shit like this at the time. We just watched Attack of the Clones, which has Jar Jar and Watto and Sebulba,
Yeah.
which were all like created from CGI characters,
Jeez.
and they all look like shit compared to this.
Yeah, way worse. Did you think Aragorn died when he goes off that cliff? Were you like, oh no, we lost Aragorn. Now what are we
No,
gonna
of
do?
course not. Of course not. I'm not a moron.
No. Even when you were a kid?
Even when I was never a kid. This movie came out when I was 15.
What would you say you are?
16.
A teenager? Is not a kid?
I mean, I'm a kid compared to what I am now, but like I had like fully formed opinions.
Look at you. All right. What else?
What about that part where Aragorn, after all that, he's like sitting around. He's been through a lot. Fucking, he doesn't know whether he's gonna be with Liv Tyler or Miranda Otto. They're about to fight in Helm's Deep, and some kid walks up to him looking for a pep talk.
Kid? Oh, what? No, I think he was very. I think he was nice enough to offer the pep talk. I don't think the
You know
kid
what,
was looking
kid?
for it.
Don't bother Aragorn. Keep it to yourself.
No, Aragorn was nice enough to help, I thought. And he's like complimented his sword or whatever. Very nice.
Oh
of
my
Aragorn.
god! If I was Aragorn, I'd slap this kid.
No, well, Aragorn's just nicer than you.
I guess so. All right, Legolas skateboards. That part's great.
Yeah,
Vigo
yeah.
tosses Gimli. That part's great. And then, Sam rescues. Oh, the part where Frodo like jumps down fucking Sam's throat and like has a sword on his throat. Like that shot, like where like Frodo's holding the sword to the camera's throat.
Yeah.
That rules.
Oh, you love
And-
that. I didn't know what you were going to
Yeah,
say.
I
about
love
it.
that. I love that shit. And Elijah Wood's dynamite in that. And by the way, Sean Astin's really good in these movies. I give that dude shit sometimes because he's like a good but not great actor. And like he had a silly young career as like a Goonie and he's Rudy. You know, I like to make fun of Sean Astin, but he's like that guy could.
What
bring it
about
sometimes.
50 First Dates?
I don't even remember him being in that.
He's Drew Barrymore's brother, right?
I don't remember him.
Oh, he's good in that movie. I like him in these. He's better in the second one, I think, actually, than the first movie, right?
I
gets
guess.
a little more
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do.
I agree with that. But like, it just took me a minute. Like, growing up, he was the dude from Encino Man and Goonies to me. Like, I had to get over that.
Yeah. Well, he was Samwise Gamgee to me. So
Yeah, of course. Well, you should see Encino Man. You'd love that movie.
yeah, I'm sure I would. What about the that blonde guy?
He wheezes the juice.
Shows back up, right? And he gets fucking killed. That's sad.
What blonde guy?
The guy from Lothlorien shows back up from the first
Who?
movie. He's like the blonde guy who's like an elf. They pulled the bows out on them. He's in the first movie, and then he shows up at Helm's Deep, and he's like, "Hey, elves and men were allies back in the day, so I'm here to fight with you." And then he fucking gets wrecked in the battle.
Yeah. That I forgot about that.
That's
was
sad. That's a bummer. I forgot about that.
I mean, it was like worthless. It was just so they had a recognizable character to kill.
But this
in the
guy was
battle,
nice
because
enough
nobody
to help,
actually dies.
and then died. That's sad.
Well, he was nice enough to help. That's the hero's death.
I know. But he told all those guys in Lothlorien, I'm going to go help. I'll be right back. Didn't come back.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So, So Faramir sucks, that whole section, and then at the end, it's your Sam. It's your Sam. I'm your Sam.
Yeah, and you were freaking out
How
in the
does-
theater. Well, you didn't.
I mean,
see
I
it in the
didn't. I
theater.
didn't see this one in theaters. What does he do? Like, that's for saving him. He goes like, "I'm your friend. Like, you see, I'll always have your back. I'm your Sam."
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No, it's nice. I guess it's just it took me by surprise. I mean, I guess it's from the book. It screamed something that works better on the page.
I thought it worked fine.
No, I thought it worked fine too. But like, it just the second he said that line, I was like, "That's got to be from the book, right?"
Do you buy them as
There's no
great
way.
friends?
There's no fucking way Peter Jackson wrote that line for this movie. Do I buy them being friends? Yeah. I bet there's a lot of slash fiction about them.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think Frodo is cousins with Merry and Pippin. I think that's the relationship with them.
He's cousins with at least one of them.
I think
yeah.
both of them. I think all three of those guys
Maybe.
are cousins. And then Sam is I think he's actually the farmer or whatever.
Why do they call him Sam Wise?
That's his name, Samwise Gamgee.
His full name is Sam Wise. That's not like a nickname.
No, yeah.
because he's wise.
Yeah, I think that's his name. Real
Okay.
name. Birth name Samwise Gamgee. And then it
Where do you
ends
get-
where they're like walking off. And Gollum is like plotting their murder, right?
I guess.
He's like, I'm gonna kill these guys. I
Yeah,
don't even
probably
know.
should have gotten rid of that guy when you had the chance.
Yeah, maybe you were right all along. Guess we'll see. And you've seen the third one, you know how it ends?
I mean, I vaguely remember.
Okay.
They dropped the fucking ring in the volcano. Whatever.
Is it a volcano? Does it erupt ever?
It's
I
not
don't
like
think
I don't feel like it's an ending you have to hide from me, dude. Like they continue the march into Mordor, they fucking destroy the ring, and that's it.
But maybe Gollum kills somebody. You don't know what happens.
no,
with
no
Gollum?
one dies. Everyone's fine.
Nobody dies. Only Boromir. You think
Pretty
Boromir
sure.
and Gandalf the Grey? I guess he died.
Yeah, and came back.
Yeah, it's Gandalf
And
the
Vigo
White.
fell off a cliff, but he ended up in a creek.
Yeah, that was nice. All right. Are you excited for the third one?
No, it's so long, but I but I enjoyed these movies, dude. I'm gonna give this one a 3 also.
Wow, I'm giving it a 3-2, not a 4, but a 3.
Yeah, it's a 3, but Fellowship better.
Yes. Why both the 3? Well, what's
They're
holding
on the-
Fellowship back?
From being a 4?
Yeah, I mean, I think Fellowship just worked. Like this movie cuts back and forth too much. Like you'll spend like a minute with the end, and then you'll spend like 30 minutes with Legolas and the gang, and then you'll go back
Yeah.
to Frodo first. Like the other one
Well,
just feels
this
more
this is the
coherent.
middle part where everyone's fractured. That's what they have. It's like how in Empire they sent Luke to Dagobah and Han was on Cloud City. And
But
shit
that
like
works better. Like the cutting back and forth works. But this is like
It works just because it's a better story, I think. But I don't think it works for any reason.
I thought it did. I thought that the pacing was a little weird. Also, Helm's Deep, while cool, very long. Very long.
Long and dark.
Yeah, it is. But it's cool. It's got like some funny moments that are kind of funny, I guess.
No, it has funny sound effects and shit. I'm telling you, that's where Peter Jackson uses all his weird touches. There's one thing where like a guy gets hit by like a cannonball and he goes flying and you hear his voice go like, ah! It's awesome.
Yeah, and I also think they do a great job of making bow and arrows really cool. Right?
Yeah, they look forceful.
And they sound like really powerful and really dangerous, and the way they
Although
shoot.
Vigo fucking dodges them so easily.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Actually, especially in the Mines of Moria when they're shooting at him,
Yeah.
he's just like, "Oh, can't get me."
He doesn't even give a shit. He like looks around a
Yeah,
wall
he's
like,
like,
where's Gandalf, huh?
yeah, and they're just like boink, and they're just like hitting the wall. They're not doing any damage. You're right, but when Legolas shoots them, it is so cool. He's great with the bow.
yeah.
He really is.
Bloom has nothing to do in any of these movies. I forgot that. He's basically just like
Face.
he's like Boba Fett. He's like a character design.
He's like Blue Eyes, basically. That's what he is.
Blue eyes.
Yeah, he's got like blue eyes. That's what he is in these movies.
I think the hair. It's all he is blonde hair. He looks like a character. He looks sort of like he should be in Twilight.
Yeah, a little bit.
He could be a Cullen.
Yeah, it could be like Casper or Jasper.
Casper
Was
Cullen.
it Jasper or Casper? Did I make up Casper?
Well, it's Jasper in that movie, but then maybe he has a brother named Casper, played by Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, in this one, he actually is like a pessimist for a second. He's like, "We only have 300 guys, and they got 10,000. There's no way we're gonna win." And you're like, "What?" Like,
I
why
noticed
are you
that.
being a
I
downer?
wondered whether I wondered whether they chose the number 300 as a reference to the Trojans and the Spartans.
Oh, that's a good call. I didn't think about
Yeah.
that. You might be right. Yeah, we both give it 3 stars. Now, my MVP, it was between Theoden, whoever that actor is. Do you know his name?
No.
And Andy Serkis. And I think
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
gonna
even
go-
think of Circus.
I'm gonna go with Theoden because I have no idea who this guy is, and he fucking crushes it.
All right. Well, since you're gonna go with Theoden, by the way, the actor's name is Bernard Hill.
I've heard that name.
Bernard Hill. Well, you might be thinking of. Oh, anyway, I don't know. Bernard Hill. Fucking whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna go with his daughter, Miranda Otto.
I think there are a few lines she delivers a little weird, but she's very good, and you really like her. Not you,
Yeah,
but like
I think-
as a viewer, you really root for her. I think.
And frankly, you haven't gotten me with any female characters yet.
I mean, we've
love
had
Kate
2,
Blanchett.
3.
I love Kate Blanchett, but Galadriel is a fucking bore. And, Liv Tyler sucks. So, like, Miranda Otto's all I've got to hang on to.
Yeah, she's far and I'm wondering if there's even another one. I think there might be 3 and done. I think that's it. I think we filled our quota. We got 3 women. No black people though, but we got 3
It's
women.
absurd. It's absurd. Come on.
Yeah. So great job there. All right, so Miranda Otto.
I mean, even fucking George Lucas created Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But that was I guess that was a long time ago too.
Yeah, in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. My LVP it was between you want to go first? Mine's between 2 people.
You can go ahead.
Okay, it's between John Rhys Davies as the Ent. And a little bit as Gimli. I don't think he's terrible as Gimli, but they give him more
Nah,
funny.
Gimli-
Yeah,
Yeah, he's funny. He's funny.
but they give him more, and I don't think it's as funny. But
I think it's
but
funny.
Gimli's not bad. I don't want to give it to him because of Gimli. It's either because of Treebeard or David Wenham as Faramir. And
That's what I'm going with.
okay. Well, if you're gonna go there, no, I think I'm gonna go there too. I think he is the worst. I'm gonna go with David Wenham too.
This guy blows, man. I mean, maybe I'd like to. Should I give it to Stuart Townsend for getting fired?
No,
No, I'm just joking.
he
I'm
went
just
through
joking.
enough suffering.
I'll go with this David Wenham loser. Look, he's in Iron Fist.
Van
Come
Helsing,
on.
though, you got to give him that. He'll always have.
Is
Van
he
Helsing.
big in Van Helsing? Does he have an important role?
Oh yeah. I mean, no, it's not. He's Hugh Jackman's sidekick, Carl.
Oh, he's in the video game.
Yeah, of course. Great video game.
Sidekick. Van Helsing has a sidekick named Carl. In
Yeah,
that
and he's a
movie.
loser. It's crazy because in this one he's Boromir's brother, so he's supposed to be like cool. But in that one he's this guy Carl, who is like the weapons guy who like has all his weapons or whatever, and he sucks in that movie.
I honestly thought he was supposed to be Boromir's lover at first. The way he was reacting to Boromir's death was so serious.
Yeah, no, it's just his brother.
I know. All right. Is that it, bro?
I think so.